Fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. That's BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference. South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by EJDConstruction.com, where you can trust their team of construction experts. American Dream Lending. Go to adreamlending.com. Stop dreaming and start living your best life. Perdermo Cigars. Experience a Perdermo way. Go to PerdermoCigars.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Welcome aboard to the show. Yeah, we're slightly late, but those things happen sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got my head cut off there, but anyways, that's a good thing actually, because maybe it makes it look a little smaller. I like the new look there, adding more of the sponsors on our family of sponsors there. Very nice, very nice. The new look, man. Sean is just he's always killing it, you know what I'm saying? But man, he has given it a really, really nice look there with this new wave of billboards that we're working under. There we go. All right. Now you get the entire ugly puss. That's what we want. We want to torture you for the next 3 hours with my face. Anyway, welcome aboard. We are coming to you live, baby, from Hialeah Park. Yeah. We're going to have boxing later on this month. We're going to be at the weigh-ins. We're going to be at the press conferences. All that stuff will be here live for that in the back end of the month here. So looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to the experience because there's going to be so many young up-and-coming boxers here later this month. And again, we'll give away 4 more pairs of tickets today. So your chance to win at 855-912-1056. So send it in. We will pick you, and we will give you the pair of tickets for the fights at the end of the month. They will be at will call, okay? And listen, if you're sending in, make sure you can go to the fights. Don't win, if we pick you and then you say, "Oh, well, listen, if the wife doesn't let you out, don't get the tickets. Don't be planning, some of you out there, I get it. You're in a relationship where you actually wear the skirt and you think you can go to the boxing match, but then you ask your wife and then she says no, and then you leave the tickets at will call. It's I had this conversation with someone recently, a listener, and I told them that I remember, when I working at stations for so many years, and you've done it too, Sean. 60% of the people that win stuff never pick it up. Never pick it up. And so, you know, later on in my career, I didn't have to do this anymore because they would just, give them to me with no problem. And I, just asked for them, they'd hand them to me. But when you're a producer early on, and I'm talking like early 90s, and Stone Temple Pilots is coming to town, and this is like right in the midst of their first album. They're monsters. They're going over to I don't know if it was called Sony or Cruzan or whatever the hell it was called back in the 90s, because that venue has had like 87 names, right? What is it? I think Perfect Vodka, Sony Amphitheater, huh? Yeah, Cruzan. I think then it was Cruzan. Yeah, when they don't have a sponsor, it's called Cruzan. Yeah, and then when they get the sponsor, then they knock off the Cruzan. That's kind of what it is. But anyway, so whatever it was, and so I that day, and rest in peace, Bill Preston actually went with me that day. I'm working at 940 Wins, and we were giving away tickets because 940 Wins was tied with Big and those kind of stations. I don't even know if it was Big at that time. Was it Big or was it another rock? Maybe we still had Zeta. Not sure. I forgot what it was in the early 90s. But whatever I know she was gone. She was gone because when I was there in Paxson, we had Love 94, which doesn't exist anymore, which then became Planet Radio, by the way. No, I'm sorry, 96, right, became Planet Radio. And so, but I forgot the other station that they had there that was a rock station. It might have been Big. It might have been the early days of Big, maybe. But anyway, so I go to the front desk on the day of the concert, and it was already 5:00. So that's it. It was done. If you didn't pick up the tickets, you weren't going to get them anyway already because they were closed. So the producers were allowed to go ask the receptionist, "Hey, are there any whatever left over for this event today?" Because that's when you were allowed. It was the day of the event at 5:00. Once we were closed, and that's it. You couldn't get the tickets even if you wanted them. And sure enough, man, I got myself a pair of tickets for Stone Temple Pilots. And she had like 5 pairs. She had like 5 pairs of Stone Temple Pilot tickets. I'm sitting there going, wow, I just took a pair and that's it. And I called Bill. I said, dude, I got tickets for Stone Temple Pilots. He's like, what? Let's go. And so it was one of those deals. They played Led Zeppelin too. I don't know. Did you ever see Stone Temple Pilots live? Man, let me tell you something. They did a great version of Led Zeppelin music, man. They were really, really good. It's a real shame that the lead singer, oh God, I'm forgetting his name now. So damn talented, man. And for him, as many have in the past, whether it's Jim Morrison or whatever, Pat, you OD and Scott Weiland. I know you're looking for it. Scott Weiland is his name. It's in the memory banks. It's there. It just, there's a lot of crap in in this mind of mine. I gotta filter through it. Oh, there we go. Scott Weiland. You guys are getting it in there. And so yeah, what a shame because phenomenal, dude, phenomenal. And the guy they got now that replaced him, he doesn't do a bad job. I will say they don't come up with any really good music. That's new. That's like the Alice in Chains. They lose their guy, and the new guy is. I think he's actually a better front man. Lane was, he just stood there stoned out of his mind. This guy actually has energy and got a great voice. And the music they're still writing in Alice in Chains is really, really good. Really, really good. A whole bunch of Scott Whelans came in. Thank you. I appreciate all of you always looking out for me. What? It was Coral Sky. Yeah, that's it. That's when it doesn't have a sponsor. It's Coral Sky. That's it. That's it. Whoever said that, that's the one. That's when they don't have a sponsor, they call it Coral Sky. Because Cruzan is a sponsor, actually.
It was
It's like a vodka,
B.
right? Or a rum or
Cruzan
something. Rum, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. That's how I got it confused. Thank you. You sent in the Coral Sky, Boss B. That's it. That's it. So, yeah, appreciate that. Anyway, so good morning. There you go. That's a little rock and roll story just to kind of start it off here at Hialeah Park. Alan Poupar will join us in hour number 2 of the program. We'll have a little fun with Alan. We'll talk all things Miami Dolphins with him. You know, I and thinking about the Dolphins, okay? Let me see. C. Dola says, Big O, please read Andy's comments. Okay, who's Andy? Andy Rios, trade Lowry and Robinson. I don't know. Is that what you're interrupting me for? Trade Lowry and Robinson. Okay. All right. So, that's a doozy this morning. Wow. Damn, how drunk are you this morning to be thinking about trading Kyle Lowry? The guy that, like, that's the ultimate point guard that you need to put everything together. Do you watch the team? Because they saw it last night, and Kyle Guy was running it a little bit, and Caleb a little bit, and come on, dude, and Jimmy a little bit, that's funny. Anyway, let me get I've been talking about this with the Miami Dolphins for a while now. And sometimes, throughout the season this year, remember how I kind of put together the puzzle for you on the dysfunction of the situation with Flo and the team and the decisions and all that kind of stuff. And at times, I would have to kind of tell Omar, hey, and he still probably to this day doesn't believe it, but like it's his job. He's the one that wanted Kyle Van Noy and then wanted him cut. He's the guy who wanted to cut Eric Flowers when he didn't have to cut Eric Flowers, all these kind of things and the dysfunction that was going on and the terror that was going on behind it. And as the year went on, did I not tell you, as I was pointing all of this out, that it was happening in front of your eyes? It's like, it's not so much inside information, but if you just look at the pieces of the puzzle in front of you and put them together, you can actually come up with the same answer that I have, which is what ended up resulting in what you saw, Flo getting, dismissed. And so one of the requirements that I've said is that Chris Grier has to take control now, right? And not give the coach the control on personnel like they did with Gase and Flo, right?
Yes, you have.
Right? I've been saying that the whole time. Well, I think it's going to happen. Do you know why I think it's going to happen? Because it's happening before your eyes once again. So, what is the theme of the new search for the head coach? Hey, Tua's our guy. That's where it starts, right? You don't dictate who the player you get to coach. You just coach the players we give you and move on. And so maybe publicly, what I want has actually happened. I didn't realize it over the last couple of days because that's kind of been the theme out there. Hey, listen, we're building with Tua and we're moving forward. So they fired this coach because this idiot didn't want Tua and didn't want to build around Tua, never gave him a chance. And so now they're saying, hey, this is the way things are going to be done from here on out. And so I like this because I know Marvin Allen knows personnel. I know Reggie McKenzie knows personnel. I know Chris Grier knows personnel. I am more than confident we have 3 guys that can really do a great job of building this team. but you've got to let them do their job. And you cannot hire somebody that is now going to block, half the things you want to do because they have another idea and all of that. And in the end, this is the way you should be building the football team, because the candidates you're interviewing, okay, as much as I like, let's say, Jim Caldwell, I don't want him running personnel. Now, I will say this. I will want Jim Caldwell's influence, opinion, and I will also go with it at the quarterback spot. So if he is coaching Tua and he doesn't feel Tua's the guy, I would lean with him. And I would say, okay, well, he knows quarterbacks. This is a guy that's developed quarterbacks. This is a guy that knows how to play. This is a guy that has saved NFL seasons for teams. So I'm going to go with what Caldwell, says. You know what I mean? And so they actually have given us a sign already that maybe this is what I want them to do. This way you could find everything is about finding out whether you can do the job or you can't do the job, right? Yesterday, I told you that I want Tua to get the opportunity that Ryan Tannehill has, that Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill have in New Orleans, that Matt Stafford has in Detroit, okay? Just give him a decent team around him, and let me see if he can sink or swim. Well, if you're the personnel department, don't hire a coach that's going to meddle, and don't give a head coach the power to meddle. That way we can find out if you can do the job or not. And if I'm the owner, I don't know if he realizes this like I do, because that's what I would have said. Hey guys, okay, let's do this. You guys are going to handle personnel and personnel only, okay? And let the coach coach the players that you bring. That way we can measure the coach with the players and you with personnel. And if you provide Tua what he needs, we can then also measure if Tua can get it done or not. This way, everybody's in their element and nobody is over using their power and going into areas that they shouldn't be in. And to me, I think that might be a sign of things to come right now for the Miami Dolphins. And I think it's a positive, actually. So there you go. Little sign. Leon Fresco, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. He says, Big O, why do you think reporters know so little inside information about the Fins? Are they not doing enough dipping? No info on coach search or flow firing? Well, because those guys aren't talking. And it's like the Heat. Leon, you don't get anything on the Heat. Nobody. Not Wojnarowski gets anything on the Heat. Okay? Because they don't talk. And it's just a thing. They have the discipline of not talking. And this organization now has the discipline of not talking. I think I've been telling them for over a year that they don't talk to anybody, right? I think I've been saying that, right?
Yes. I think the exact words were, if anybody's
right,
saying they're talking to somebody, they're flat out lying.
They're flat out lying. Right. That's exactly what I've said. I love when people actually remember exactly what I said. It's like, I hear all the time, well, no, he just said this. Well, no, I did not say that. It's like, pay attention. He pays attention. That's exactly what I said. If anybody tells you they know what Chris Greer or Brian Flores are thinking, they're lying. They're lying. And if they know what Pat Riley and Spo are thinking, they're lying. That's all. That's what it is, Leon. So very few people have any insight. Some people are pretty good at guessing what's going on. Don't know who it is, but, I don't know. No. But insight, you're not going to get that from. Nobody really in town has it. Nobody nationally has it. Nobody has their ear. Nobody. They're not talking to anybody. And now Flo ain't going to be talking to anybody because he's out. So he's not part of that circle anymore.
I was going to say they literally were not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving, apparently.
Yeah. According to Marcel from ESPN, that nugget he broke that Flo wasn't even talking to his staff after Thanksgiving. No wonder they went on a winning streak. It's awesome. Do you think we lose Reggie McKenzie to the Raiders as GM? No, he got fired from the Raiders. Why would you think that? Well, that doesn't make any sense. They're going to rehire him after firing him? I don't know. I don't know if Reggie would want to work for Mark Davis after what Mark Davis did to him. I'm not sure. I don't know how that relationship is, Although I will say this, I went back to QAM when they made a mistake, but they apologized. That was the difference. The boss actually came to me and says, "Hey, man, I made a bad decision. I apologize." That's why, that's why Joe Bell. I would work for Joe Bell any day of the week and twice on Sundays. And I don't want anything to do with terrestrial radio. Don't get me wrong here. I'm never going back to terrestrial radio. I'd rather retire and if this doesn't work out, then I'm retiring. I'm done. I'm not going to, terrestrial. I've done this long enough, man. I'm more than satisfied with my career. But with this, I would work for Joe Bell, but not anymore now. And it's not a Joe thing. It's just a terrestrial radio thing. Those companies are just terrible. Yes, sir.
Hey, no, because I was going to say, I think he took an interview or they requested an interview with him.
Oh, they did?
I believe they did. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's funny. Well, I mean, if they end up hiring Harbaugh, he's going to bring his own guy anyway. So it doesn't really matter, because the word is that Harbaugh would actually take the job. That's what they're reporting, that Harbaugh would take the job.
It's really not a bad job, honestly.
Oh, the Raiders job? No, it's not a bad job because, listen, dude, if they're willing to spend, then yeah, it's not a bad job. As long as he has control, then he gets to do whatever he wants.
You're coming into a team that
he's going to get control.
Yeah.
He's going to get control.
Please, especially with the owner too.
Right, exactly.
He just wants big names.
The owner's going to, the owner's definitely going to give him all the power. Eric from EJD just sent me a text. He loves his new billboard. It's a sharp. Look at that Hialeah Park billboard, man. That thing is awesome. Live from the OK Coin Studios. I love it. That thing looks sharp, man. Really good look. Nice job by Sean, man. As always. Not that we're surprised. It looks, by the way, it looks like Bitcoin is making a little move here. I don't know what the hell happened, but we're getting a little pump here. Bitcoin is up almost 2%. It's over 43,424. So all of a sudden it is making a move. Crow is up nearly 6.75%, almost pushing to 7%. It's up to 47 cents now. So Crow has moved up quite a bit, man. It was at 42 cents just a few hours ago, and now it's at 47 cents. So that thing is climbing. I don't know what's going on. The markets are all green pretty much. Cardano's the only one that's slightly down at $1.43, which is still up from where it was because it was at $1.10 and 12 and 8 and all that. So it went up, it shot up to $1.50 something. It's retracted a little bit now into the 143s, but it's climbing, by the way, because it was at 134 at 7:40 this morning. So this is also up. While it's down a lot less than what it was before, actually. So it is also climbing. Everything is climbing right now on the market. So if you're following it, and I don't know if this is the run, but it's going to happen at one point or another. Bitcoin is going to explode, and it is going to obviously create, that like what I told you with Miami Coin struggling. When you see Bitcoin really shoot up, Miami Coin is also going to shoot up. And I hope you're taking advantage of Star Atlas, man. Star Atlas has gone down into the 6 and the 7-cent area. That's pretty awesome. I mean, load up on that. A year from now, you're going to thank me. At least that's the way I'm going to look at it. When Star Atlas rolls around and that thing kicks off in another year, and then that coin explodes, those of us that sat there patiently and hodled and gathered some, boom. The only thing I want is OK Coin is to come up for staking for it, which, by the way, anybody wake up this morning and go to OK Coin? What a beautiful new look to the app. It's got a great look. They updated it, and it looks really, really cool, man. So if you get an opportunity, check out your OK Coin. It looks really, really nice. The only thing I wonder if there's a dark mode. That's the only thing that I would need to change on the OK Coin app. But man, they did a really nice job with the upgrade right there on the OK Coin app. Saw that this morning. Let's see. Alexander Rene Diaz says, so I heard a report during the 2020 draft that the Dolphins offered 3 first-round picks and 3 middle-round picks and another player in a first-round pick. For what? I don't know what you're talking about, Alexander. Oh, for the first overall pick? Oh, for Joe Burrow. Yeah, they tried to trade. Yes, I don't know exactly what the trade was, but yes, they wanted Joe Burrow, and Cincy would not part with Joe Burrow. Yes, that I can tell you. I don't know exactly what the trade was, so I don't know, and I don't know who's reporting that, and so I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, they tried to trade for him. Richard says, you have been right 99% of the time with the Dolphins, but you have stood behind our quarterback. All of your Dolphins insiders have disagreed with you, and it's potentially, why is that? Well, they all disagreed with me that Flo should get fired. So, hey, man, listen, Richard, I've been doing this is my 32nd year that I'm doing this now. Okay. In my 32 years, do you know how many times I've done things that are incredibly unpopular? Like a ton. You think when fans, they sign in Ndamukong Suh and they go crazy, and here I am going, stupid signing, stupid use of the money. He'll never live up to the contract. He'll never produce like what you want. No, he's not going to make the defense elite. And you know how I got killed for that? And then what happened? As time went on, they all said, damn, what a jerk, but he's right. Because that's usually what happens with me. And I get it. I do these things. And I was saying you should fire Flo, you should fire Flo, you should fire Flo, this and this, this and this. I gave you example after example as the year was going on, all the stupid things he was doing and has done to hurt the team. During the middle of a winning streak. Who the hell does that, by the way? Who does that? Nobody does that. Nobody. They signed Joe Philbin, Jacob. The day they signed Joe Philbin, I said, what a horrible signing. No personality. He can't lead men, and he won't be able to build a staff. I said all of that from day one. Ask anybody that was listening to me on 640. And guess what? He hated me. Say, oh, how can you not even give him a chance? Isn't that? Well, I know enough people in the Green Bay building that know him. Not popular. Mike Wallace signs a big-ass contract to be the number one receiver. I said, stupid deal. He's not a number one receiver. I had people going after me because the blind-ass Dolphin fan, is not a logical person. They think that you're evil and you want the team to lose, which is the furthest thing from the truth in my eyes. Anybody that really knows me knows that I want the Dolphins to win more than almost anybody else. But that's not my job to be here a cheerleader. For that, you listen to fan shows. They have no objectivity and they have no insight. You know what I mean? So if you want to do that, you can do that. You know what I mean? But I'm a fan. Of course, I love my Dolphins. But if I don't like something, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And sometimes I'm going to tell you, no matter what, I don't care how good or how glorious or how exhilarating the moment is, or that you think it is, like the 7-game winning streak that meant absolutely nothing. So I've done this my whole life. Vontae Davis gets drafted, and my information is he's immature. And I got booed by 2,000 people. And maybe one of those 2,000 is watching right now. I don't know. Or downloading at some point in the day or night or this week or something and listening to this segment. But that's been who I am since I started this thing 31 years ago. I am just brutally honest. If I screw up, I'm going to tell you, hey, I screwed up and this is my fault and I apologize and I'll try to correct it. You know what I mean? That's just who I am, good or bad, man. Just be honest and just get over it. Move on. So this is nothing new for me. That the writers were disagreeing with me on Flo and the writers are disagreeing with me on Tua. That's fine, man. It's all good. That's what sports is all about. That's the beauty of sports. That we argue back and forth, you know? And it's the Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning, you know, that's life. That's how it is. By the way, Ryan Leaf, talking about being wrong. Loved Ryan Leaf. That snow game, holy crap, I saw that. But you never know what's going to happen once you come into the pros and the pressure builds and you just don't know mentally how people are going to handle being in a big, you might be a lawyer, but are you ready for a big time case? You know, you might want to be a cop, but are you ready to handle the dangerous situations? What you want to do is one thing. Can you actually do it when it happens is something else, you know? So, yeah, it's going to happen. That's how it is, man. People are going to agree and disagree. It's sports. Alexander says they also offered X and a player, just trying to show some love. They also offered X and a player. Are you talking about for the first overall pick? I wouldn't have any problem with any of that. As long as, listen, one of the things I always laugh at this too, like the front office screwed up on the Josh Rosen trade, right? Okay, so do we want the team that we had for, I don't know, about 20 years that rarely went after quarterbacks and actually had one guy for 7 years and didn't even bring any competition in or anything like that? Or do we want the team that's going to continue to try to get quarterbacks every year until you hit on one? Because this is also what I love. Okay, so they miss on Josh Rosen. All right, it was a miss. Top 10 overall pick. Following year, you get him for a second and a fifth. All right. He looked like he could pass the ball, but mentally, you still don't know. Kind of like Ryan Leaf. Two different cases mentally, but still kind of the same thing. And so I want a front office that's going to keep trying for a quarterback. And if you keep failing, you keep trying and you keep trying. That's what I would rather have than what I've seen for the last 20 years. There wasn't enough quarterbacks being taken, enough quarterbacks being drafted. So at one point or another, you'll hit on the quarterback. But what are you supposed to do? You know, you can't just stand pat. You got to keep trying. And I give them credit that at least they keep trying. And I think they've got the guy in Tua. Now you've got to do the right thing and build around the young man. Have to do that, man. It's imperative. All right, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Bitcoin's gone over 2 and almost 2.5% now. It's at 43,400 now. Okay? It is climbing big time right now. I don't know if this is finally the move, but we'll see. We'll see if this is finally the breakout move. And if it is, those of us that took advantage of Bitcoin between 40 and 42,000, I think you are going to be incredibly happy when it's all said and done. So let's see. Let's see. It would be nice, but it's really nice to see the market moving the way it's moving right now, man. It is moving with a quickness. I love it, man. Holy moly. Polka Dot's up almost 4%. So it got back over $25. It's at 25.63. Nervos, by the way, did you see Nervos has finished their bridge to Binance? They're building all the bridges from Cardano into Binance, into Ethereum, into all these chains, and that's going to remember we've been talking about CKB for a while now on the program. So it's only a matter of time before CKB really starts to shoot up. By the way, we're still making our way to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're under 40. So let's 30 something subscribers. So those of you that are listening, come on, man, let's get us over that 10,000 mark. I'd love to get over 10,000 today and get it done and get over the 10 grand mark. That would be really, really cool if we're able to do that. So if you get a chance, please like the channel as always when you're watching, whether you're listening on the podcast, make sure you like, subscribe on the podcast, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever it is that you, radio.net, iHeart, you can find us all over the place. But wherever you listen to us, please subscribe as always and like it. It is very, very important for the algorithm of all of that and get the show more out there for folks, man. So really appreciate that. Let's see. Ricardo says, I do not understand why everybody keeps comparing Tua to Burrow and Herbert, all different surroundings. Put a real O-line, running back, and offensive staff, and then speak. Yeah. And plus, remember, different offenses you got to run. Okay. Different types of talents, different types of offenses. Doesn't mean you can't win with all of them, but they are different types of offenses that you're going to run also. So, yeah, I mean, but that's kind of part of the game. Listen, most fans are not going to be logical, and most fans are going to be irrational, and they're going to base most of their opinions on their emotions, not necessarily the facts. Okay? And so I see it, I hear it, I watch it, and it happens an absolute ton, and people just overreact. You win last night, and there you got a guy that wants to trade Kyle Lowry. And it's like, are you out of your mind? You know what I mean? But it's just an emotional thing. You really didn't look at it. You're not logically looking at how important that player is to your team. Also, the salary that he has, it's not going to be very movable. That's the other thing, too. Okay? Because everybody worries about the back end of that contract. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. How about this? Speaking of the Heat, let me chime in here on something that I'm gonna ruffle some feathers around there. So, at what point do we put Spo in the class of Shula and Riley and Ron Frazier? Because I watched this guy win with all kinds of teams. I watched him do the same thing that Shula did, win with all kinds of teams. Oh, Doug Peterson, 325, no problem. Woodstruck, let's go to the Super Bowl. We'll win with Marino, throwing it 100 times a game. We'll win with Bob Greasy, running it 50 times a game. I watch Shula do anything. He'll beat you with Guy Benjamin at quarterback. So I watch Riley, Rex Chapman, 39 points, Michael Jordan and company come to town. I watched Riley do all kinds of incredible coaching feats. I watched Isaac Austin lose the amount of weight of an entire human being and become a player again because of Riley. Riley saved the season in 06. That was going awry with a bunch of veterans. He couldn't save it after they got fat with the title, but he saved it that first year because I don't think with Stan Van Gundy that year ends up in a title. So I've watched Spo do the same things with journeyman player go 31-10, watching nobodies become somebodies, watching him win with the big three, making Chris Bosh a more dynamic player by saying, hey, you need to add your three-point game. Hey, you, LeBron, yeah, you're the best. We're going to make you better. We're going to put you in the post. You know, this guy is the guy that says, no, we're going positionless. And he starts it pretty much, that positionless stuff, all over the league. He's kind of like the Tony La Russa of basketball, in a sense. So I've watched all of this, and I'm watching last night, and there's no Tyler, there's no Lowry, and then Jimmy gets booted, and you're like, well, wait a minute. And CJ and Simon are going off in the first half, and you're like, whoa, doggy, what's going on here? And the boys just start to they play defense, and you get games from Caleb Martin that went out there and put 32 minutes, 26 points, 8 rebounds. A Strus that added 15 points in 32 minutes. A Gabe Vincent that adds 11 points. I mean, you know, it's just one of these deals where you got to be impressed with the production of Erik Spoelstra and the way he wins with all kinds of teams and how all kinds of players thrive and strive under him. Hell, even Whiteside, sorry, lazy ass, played his best basketball under Coach Spoelstra. And it's not blasphemous to say he belongs up there with those guys. He is one of the great, great coaches that we've had in this town. And maybe I don't put him in front of Shula, Riley, and Frazier because they built the cultures that they coached. Okay? And so now Spo gets to continue to build his culture because he does it differently than Riley. Okay, but I might put him right after those guys. I'm certainly putting Spo way ahead of Jim Leland and Jimmy Johnson and Dennis Erickson and I said Jim Leland. Who else? Doug McClain and Jack McKeon. I'm putting him in front of Jack McKeon. You know, I'm putting him in front of all those cats. He's like he might be the fourth coach. Right? Shula, Riley, Frazier. Whatever you want, Riley, Shula, Riley, Frazier. However you want to put that order, I don't give a rat's ass. But Spo got to be that fourth guy. Like, if you had to do a Mount Rushmore now, right? That's the fourth guy. I mean, that's that. I was sitting there watching them going, that's how good this guy is. He needs to be right up there with those guys. He needs to be considered that. That's my favorite Perdomo, by the way. That one right there. The 20th anniversary is my favorite Perdomo. I love that cigar. In fact, I had that cigar last week. Somebody was calling me for a meeting that I was meeting them the following day at a cigar bar, but I didn't smoke that day. And the day before when he was calling me, I was just finishing up a 20th anniversary in the backyard. So I got to sit in the porch. You can't smoke in the house. The wife isn't going to allow that. Although if, Shib ever just explodes, then I'll build a house that has its own, smoking room. There you go. NorCal says, Big O, can the 49ers compete with the Packers this week? I'm scared to take Packers minus 5.5. I need your thoughts to help me weigh my decision. I think the Niners can compete only because of their defense, my brother. I think they're not going to win, but I wouldn't bet that game. If I'm betting that game, I'm laying the 5.5. Do you know why I'm doing that, NorCal? Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. As much as I like Jimmy Garoppolo, I have to say he makes me question him. Like last week, the Garoppolo and the Staffords of the world, they're kind of the same player. They're the guy that you need them to facilitate, but you cannot have them carry your team. And if you put them in a position where they have to bail you out, there's a good chance the mistake will be made. And as much as I like Jimmy, and I've always said you can win with Jimmy, and you can win with Jimmy, but I don't know if you can win it all with Jimmy because it's not the injury thing now anymore. That's the obvious that he's always been injury prone. But it's one factor that I never saw in his game and that I've watched it develop over the years. The stupid decision seems to happen. Matt Stafford's had that forever. Always. Okay, I've watched that in his game forever. So I'm not surprised when Matt Stafford has a brain fart moment. That's why all the pressure's on him about winning because he's never done it. So yeah. So for me, I would lay the 5.5 only because I'm expecting Jimmy G to screw things up at one point or another. And the Packers defense has been good enough that they can, I think they'll be able to get it done and force a mistake or two on Jimmy G. That's the way I would look at it. So if, again, not a financial advisor, not your betting consultant, but this is what I would do. I would lay the 5.5. Maybe you're better off staying away from that game, but I would lay the 5.5. If I had to pick one of the two, I'm laying the 5.5. I think Green Bay can win by 7 when it's all said and done. Big O, do you think the Dolphins give an interview to Caldwell? I hope so. We shall find out. I think it all depends on how impressed they are with this first round of interviews with the guys that they have now. Remember, they know Caldwell. They don't really need to interview him. The Caldwell interview is more about philosophy. All right, are you good with this moving forward? Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Boom. That's it. It's not about, do you know if he can coach? Can he put a staff together? You know all of that already. He's the best candidate that there is there. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's the only guy that I would tell you they don't really need to interview him because they know him already. So he's a guy they can leave last if they wanted to. And who knows? There might be conversations already behind the scenes that we don't know about. Just read on Twitter from Perform regarding Tua's offseason training. This offseason will include many moving parts, not just us. Just know a plan and people are in place. Well, it's good. Listen, what I want to see is that everybody's on the same page. You didn't have a team on the same page. How are you going? Okay, so if you get married, okay, are you going to get married to the man or woman that you fight with all the time and you're constantly breaking up and you're constantly disrespecting each other and all of that? Do you think that that's going to be a marriage that's going to work on a long-term basis? No, of course not. So if you partner up with somebody and then all of a sudden you start noticing that your business philosophies are a little different and this person's a little bit more loose with the cash and irresponsible, and yet you're trying to be a little bit more frugal and smart and trying to invest in certain areas to help the business move forward, where your partner is spending and wasting money in areas that are not producing and you're constantly fighting about it. Is that going to be productive? No. So that's kind of what this whole thing is all about, is that you haven't had a productive relationship. And so now you've got to find a person that is not going to change their philosophies, that they're actually going to follow through on what they say. So when you sit down and agree on something, it actually goes through. And the Dolphins were set for failure because you had a head coach that had his own agenda outside of the, personnel department. And by the way, just guess, do you think that Flo just went against Greer's decisions? Or do you think some of those decisions came from Marvin Allen or Reggie McKenzie that Greer said, yeah, that's a good idea, let's go with that, and then someone else cock-blocked it? Nobody ever tells you that, right? Nobody else around mentions that because they only mention Chris Greer because, of course, he's the general manager. He has to take all the heat for everything that went on. For the failures of Flo, Greer has to take the heat. But, it's those three guys. That decision came from those three guys, not anybody else. And listen, let me get a little personal because I got a little personal yesterday with my friend. The international black man called me yesterday, and we were talking, and I explained this to him. And I said, do you know how much it pains three black men to have to fire their brother, a fellow black coach? Because remember I talked about this a while back, that this is a historical thing that could mean a lot for the NFL and for the black community in the NFL, because black coaches don't get enough opportunities, yet they dominate as assistant coaches and scouts and players. It's predominantly black. And yet we don't see enough head coaches that are black, which is baffling when a ton of coaches, assistant coaches and scouts are black, but yet we don't see enough general managers and head coaches. So don't you think that Reggie McKenzie and Marvin Allen and Chris Greer, it pains them to have to do this? Because personally for them, this meant a lot. And I'm sure they didn't hire Flo because he's also black. That has nothing to do with it. They thought it was going to work. They thought he was the right guy. So don't kid yourselves. This is a tough decision. Maybe they wanted to do it last year. Anybody ever think about that? And they tried to hang on. And I would not be surprised if they were thinking about it last year and they said, you know what? Maybe he'll change. Maybe he'll adjust. Maybe things will get better. And probably it didn't. Maybe it got worse. So don't forget that the stuff that went on behind the scenes, this is a really, really tough decision for the people that had to make it. Because it really could have gone a long way for the black community in the NFL. And now it's not working out, and that's not a good look for them. And so now you've got to go find a coach. And it doesn't matter who it is. White, black, green, yellow, who cares? Get the right coach. But you cannot have people that are not working together, because there always has to be compromise. You compromise with your wife or husband. You compromise with your kids. You compromise with partners in your business. You compromise with your friends. Always. We're going to be in New York for 4 days. Okay? Am I going to just say, hey, we're going to go eat this, we're going to go eat this, we're going to go eat this, and not ask Sean anything? No, I'm going to say, yo, what are you in the mood for? All right, no, I feel like eating barbecue, steak, chicken, whatever. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? It's compromise. I can't assume that he's going to want to eat everywhere I want to eat. It's kind of part of a relationship, dude. What were you going to say? You weren't going to complain about any food? Is that what you're going to say? Knowing you.
Yeah, I usually very rarely complain.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he's been around me too. He knows I'm not going to pick any crappy place either. Yeah, that's the other thing he knows. Gilbert Martinez, thank you, sir. Love on the super chat. I appreciate you. This honey and lemon is for you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate the love, Gilbert. It's very nice of you. Remember, you can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo. That is Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Let's see, what else do we have here on the program that we want to talk about. Let me just check the market because it's moving so quickly. I'm just wondering what the hell's going on. Bitcoin's up to 3% now, up to 43,500. Look out, look out, look out. I don't know if this is the move. Crow is up 8% now, man. I love it. It is moving. Yeah. What's the ratio of honey to lemon? Jesus, I have no idea. My wife makes it for me every day. None. I have no idea. All I know is it works. That's it.
She's making a big enough vat of it to take to New York. Because
that's
can't
right.
make that. I mean,
yeah, no, that's right. I forgot about that. That sucks. I'm not going to have that in New York. It's only 2 shows, so I'll get some lozenges or something. Oh, that's right. That's right. I won't have it in New York or when we go to Vegas. And by the way, we're going to go to Vegas a lot. A lot. A lot. Did I tell you guys we're going to go to Vegas a lot? Yeah. Well, if everything goes well, of course. Things change always, but little luck, little help from your friends, and it could happen. Jacob says Howard Schnellenberger should be up there on your list, coaching Canes. What kind of a ring are you wearing? Looks great. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. They can? Is it blurry? It's a skull. Yeah, it's a skull. So I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you know what? I didn't have it straight. How about like that? No? 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 Okay, there you go. Can't do it. Sorry. But it's no, yeah, you can't. It looks like you know what it looks like? It looks like there's a I don't know what show it is, and when it ends, there's like a robot at the end. It looks like that robot. I don't know what show it is, but there's something that that's that's their logo of the production company that does the show, and it looks like, and it's not a robot, it's a skull, but it looks like that little robot that they show at the end of whatever show I'm talking about. And obviously, I've watched it enough that I see the robot at the end. So I don't know what it is because I'm now trying to remember. But Ken Sean says, I'm now holding new Metaverse, MetaPets, MetaLand, Rich Quack, BitTorrent, Ping Sonar, Pancake, Baby Cake, Thunder Cake, Baby Doge, Hamster, Shiba Inu. Your thoughts, Big O? You're on the wild side, my brother. That's all I can say. There's a lot of stuff there that I know nothing about, so I can't comment. I don't even know if some of this exists or it doesn't exist or what. I mean, like some of the stuff I recognize, there's some stuff there that I don't recognize. I got to be honest. Okay. I will be really, really honest. Josh Greenwell says, is your insight from current players or pure instinct? Josh, my insight is from 32 years. So, what am I going to tell you? Who I talk to, who tells me what over the years? It's 32 years, my man. 32 years of all kinds of insight from all kinds of places. Okay? That's what allows us to guess what goes on. That's all I can tell you. Zachary says, have to build a team around most QBs. They have to come here to make that makes no sense. have to build a team around most QB that have to come here. So that makes no sense.
There's a big quarterback chat going on right now.
Oh, I
guess
see.
there's some comparing with Carr, possibly, and I'm just looking at some of the comments.
Oh, I see now. Okay. Mike Who says, I tweeted at Big O about Stephen Ross selling the team, but then watched your rant yesterday about the topic. I quickly deleted it. But Mike, I love you. You know why? You listen. You paid attention. You realized it's silly to even complain about it already. That's my point. It's like, don't you know what's going on? Like, it's already done, dude. You can't do anything about this. So stop. Just hope that they make the right decisions and get the right people there and we win. That's all. That's what we got to hope for. Big O, we love your honesty, and the numbers prove it. I saw how you went from believing in Flo in the offseason to saying he should be fired even during the winning streak. Honesty. I love it. Yeah, you have to assess. Some guy sent me on text today. It's funny. On the Twitter, he sends me this, right? And let's see, where is it at here? And listen, it's what intelligent people do. Francisco Rivero goes, I remember when you called this team a lunch pail team, LOL. Hardworking guys, but no chance to win it all. Glad you changed your mind, Big O. Okay, so, I tweeted him back. And I said, yeah, I changed my mind because of Caleb Martin, because of Yurtsevin, because of Gabe Vincent, because of Strus, dude. Because all of a sudden they've got the depth that I didn't know they had. And I said to him, if you thought championship before all of this, then you didn't have any you're not smart, dude. You're just a blind ass fan. Because this team at the beginning of the year, if you thought NBA title, come on, bro, you're ridiculous. I mean, there's ridiculous.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
On here, okay. There's it just didn't look like a championship caliber team. Maybe you can challenge for the East, but no. But now you assess the situation as time goes on, and some people still won't even agree with me on that, in which I totally understand if you don't think they have a shot at the title because you don't think they're deep enough or whatever. But yeah, man, after watching Strus and Gabe Vincent and dude, Caleb Martin is holy crap. I mean, we saw something from Strus last year. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, okay, the development of Strus has continued. So at least we saw that. But Yurtsevin, we had no idea. Gabe Vincent has played better than we expected. And then all of a sudden, Caleb Martin's the best one of the four. I mean, yesterday he's standing there. Yeah, no, I got to fill Jimmy's shoes. It's like, holy crap. And by the way, it's an upgrade on the shooting part, okay? Let's just be honest. Because Caleb's a better shooter than Jimmy Butler ever will be. Okay? That's some stuff, man. When Caleb Martin is standing there going, yeah, Jimmy's out. He expects me to fill his shoes, and I got to go out there and beat Jimmy. That's huge, bro.
We always talk about, Spo and the culture and everything like that. I think a lot of these young players are taking on the attitude of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Just go out there and play, put your head down. And then Kyle Lowry adding to that, which
he instills confidence.
The confidence that he'll pass it to you. If you're open,
yes,
it's facilitated.
Yes.
And I think that's where these guys now, it was said in the press conference yesterday that these guys, the veteran guys, don't care about coming to do the interviews. They don't care. They'll give us our shine because they'll take that step back because they don't have to have a limelight on them. They're okay.
Right.
To not have that limelight.
Well, it's what Jimmy said a couple of weeks back. He goes, if this team signs you, then that means you've got something. So that means you deserve to be here with us because they know what they're doing. And yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do
You
because
even look at
I mean,
Kyle Guy now, too.
dude, I know it sounds crazy, but Caleb Martin can be an all-star type player, bro. And that's ridiculous to think. Some guy you got off the scrap heap it can become an all-star like player because that's how he's playing. I know he's not an all-star. I know he's not going to make the all-star this year, but tell me that if he doesn't keep playing like this, he's not an all-star player next year probably.
Yeah, and I think it was Caleb Martin, but he was on somebody's G League team, I believe.
Like Charlotte.
It was either
Charlotte.
But I mean, it was Martin or Struess or one of them. They said the fact that he's going to the Heat, he's going to improve tenfold just because he's going to the Heat.
Right. Yeah.
He's going to get that much better.
Yeah.
I believe it was Caleb Martin was who they were talking about.
Maybe.
And you can see the jump.
Wow. I mean, Caleb Martin is really one of the reasons why I think this team now is like really, they've got some serious depth, dude. And Yurtsevin now behind Dedmon and Bam. Holy crap. And Bam yesterday, dude. What? 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks. That's ridiculous, dude.
That fourth quarter was
Yeah, he was on, bro. He was on. That was so good. So good, man. That was really fun. I tweeted out yesterday, it's an honor to be a Heat fan. You know what I mean? Like it swells with pride how good they are as an organization. Yeah, I tweeted out yesterday. It's like every game, every day, every week, every year, the organization proves that they are just exceptional, man. And what happened last night, it's you weren't shocked, right? But it was one of those pleasant surprises, or no, not even a surprise, because I can't say you were surprised, because at this point, we're not surprised that they beat anybody. It's just one of those, like, it's a pleasant reminder. That's what it is. It's a pleasant reminder of how great this franchise is, because it just makes you feel good all the time that you're rooting for those guys. All the time. It's awesome. It really is. 90 Miles from Cuba says, just like in management in any job, it's your job to maximize strengths and succeed. And of course, develop on one's weakness. But you have to maximize one's strength. That's right. No doubt. Zachary says, that was Caleb Martin. I think his brother said that. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Dolphins need a guy like Pat Riley to put things in order. Everybody needs a guy like Pat Riley, my brother. We had him. His name was Don Shula. Remember? Well, you might be a little too young. You didn't get to experience the great Don Shula, but yeah, there's no doubt. Can't take a single person in that organization for granted. Yeah, with the Heat, amen. Amen. A freaking men. That's why I'm telling you. Why do you think I want to go to Summer League? I mean, yeah, I know I want to create any excuse to go to Vegas. I mean, it's Vegas. So yeah, you been to the Hoover Dam? Oh, good. You get to go to the Hoover Dam. What's that? What are you laughing at? What was on the chat board?
No, on the chat board it says Caleb as good as Jimmy.
Well, no, he's better than Jimmy as a shooter.
Well, no, but
that's what I said.
Yeah, no, I get that, but somebody was, I think
I didn't say he was as good as Jimmy. No, I didn't say that. But I said he is, because when he said yesterday that I gotta replace Jimmy, I'm like, well, on the shooting side, Caleb, you didn't replace him, you improved it. Okay, let's be honest. I love Jimmy, but Jimmy means so much to this team in every way possible. And look, for the record, yesterday, I don't know what was said, but he must have been kind of nasty that they threw his ass out. So I don't know what he said, and maybe they're a little touchy or not, but I don't know what kind of F-bombs he was dropping, and that's the second ref probably thought, all right, you're pushing it way too much here, and I'll go use that Spanish word we like to use, alade. too much alade on the court, and then they said, yeah, you got to get out. You're out.
That's the one thing with him and Kyle. Like, they are just nonstop
fiery
on the officials.
Yeah. They're fiery.
Especially if they think they're in the right. They might not even be right, but if they think
he
they're
deserved
in the
the first one right away. But then he kept talking as he walked away. I don't know what he said. So it gets to a point where, the referees, they don't have to take your crap either. They're not there to be your punching bag. So you also have to watch out. And I think Jimmy has to watch out there. And I don't even know if there's any history between those two. I'm just saying. Jimmy needs to take a step back on the emotions and don't get in the face of an official like that.
And that wasn't one of the fill-in refs, right? That was a normal.
No, that was a normal ref.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, I kind of understand it in a way. It's just you were kind of running your mouth a little too much. NorCal says, Big O, can you and the listeners keep Marky Mark in your thoughts and prayers? He's trying to battle back and get healthy. Love you, Marky Mark. Dude, I've sent him some texts and stuff. I haven't gotten any answer back. So we're thinking about you, Mark. Appreciate you, my brother. Much love out there. Get better. I don't know what you're battling, but man, let's get over it, and I want to see you back out there, man. I've called, I've texted. I think I also, was it a Facebook post I think I sent him, or a Twitter DM or something? I haven't gotten any, and he hasn't, and Marky Mark, like, he is posting every day on Instagram 2 or 3 times a day, and I haven't seen a post in a while, so it makes us concerned. And I know that NorCal and I have gone kind of back and forth because we haven't been able to get in contact with him. But if any of you know Mark and you're in contact with him, tell him much love and tell him to call me. He has my number. You can call me. I won't call him anymore because maybe he doesn't want to be bothered at this time. But, man, I just want to know that he's all right and he's going to get through it. And we're here for you, my man. We're here for you if you need anything. Jose Lucas, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. He says, Giannis is salty that Bam owns him. Well, I mean, Giannis has got a title on a 50 burger. So I don't know if he's salty about anything, bro. He's got his title. So before he can get salty, I think Bam needs to go out and win a title or a couple of titles to make Giannis salty, that he's got more titles than him. But right now, I have a hard time believing that Giannis is salty about that when he's the guy that eliminated the Heat or swept them, right? Or was it 4-1? It was 4-0, right? It was sweep. So he swept the Heat last year and won the title. Yeah, dude, I don't think he's salty about anything.
It was a convincing sweep, too.
Yeah.
Except for the first game. First game, I think it was close.
Right. Yeah. So I Jose, I appreciate the super chat, but I would probably disagree with you on that. Did we take a break for the top of the hour? We did? Well, then let's take a break for the top of the hour here on the program. Hour number 2 is next.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Erik at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A-plus rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified whitening contractor. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Baby, yes, we are ready. We are ready to rock. Noms Sports is Big O. Can you assist me in the coins? I like your advice. Okay. I like your advice on them. I hope I'm not late. Oh, you're not late. I mean, you know, it's all good. But I don't know what you want to do, my brother. I mean, listen, there's a lot of what I would suggest is I hope you're subscribed to either all the segments are not on YouTube on video, but they are on audio. So go to Big O Radio Show and what's it called? Subscribe. And Sean, he podcasts all of the crypto segments. Yesterday, I did an OK Coin crypto segment. He podcasted it. And then somebody asked me about Miami Coin, and I elaborated on why the struggles of Miami Coin, and he podcasted it. And so, he podcasts all of the different segments. So, yeah, check it out. There's a little Nature B. That's for me. Yeah, baby. I've been taking Nature B for 20 freaking years, dude. 20 freaking years. So we talked to Jeff, and so Jeff is going to be a proud sponsor now of our program, which is a beautiful thing. So nice to see the Nature Bee board on there overall. So we will have a link for you. Is it already there? Did you put the link? Is the link down there? Oh yeah. Yeah, well, there's a code. That's right. But did they send a link over on the thing to put on the YouTube page? Check it out, and there might be a link to add. Check just in case, but maybe, yeah. But you could use the code Big O. I've been using Nature Bee for 20 years. I rarely have a cold, and I truly believe it's Nature Bee. I get it, yeah, man. Once or twice a year, maybe once a year. Really, not even twice. Maybe once a year. And it's really all mostly because of Nature Bee. Okay, people use it for energy. Your nails, for you women, they'll grow. Man, they grow really fast. I just cut my nails a couple days ago, and I've almost got to cut them already again, man. When you take Nature Bee, your hair grows faster, your nails grow faster. I can't explain it, by the way, but it's been like that for 20 years that I've had it. But if you want to protect yourself, and by the way, those of you, you know what I'm saying? You know what? For those of you that, you want to take the vaccine, here's where you want to boost your immune system. It's actually good for those folks. Maybe that's the reason why I also, rarely ever get a cold. I mean, if you watch me every day or listen every day, think about it. When do you hear me or see me with a cold? Rarely. It's rare. And that's it right there. And I'm not even doing a spot. I just saw it and it came up and I was like, damn, how about that? That is awesome. I love it. Anyway, appreciate all of you out there, as always, for keeping it locked here on the program. If you want to get in, 855-912-1056. If you want to win a pair of tickets for the boxing matches on the 28th here, 855-912-1056. And we'll send you back a message that you won the tickets. You got to send your full name, your email, and your phone and your cell phone. Okay, that way we can contact you and tell you that you won. We'll tell you that you won on email, but also that way the tickets will be at will call for you. Okay, all right. Let's see, what else do we have here? And by the way, for when we had Perdomo on before there, you got to check out the retail store right off the Palmetto for those of you, and go get a 20th anniversary, because that's a great cigar, dude. So just in case, because I didn't mention the retail store, because it's always there. I think they're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. How about that? All right. So what else I was going to do here? Francisco says, Big O, you see Omar's take that Tua doesn't have the support of the locker room. Thoughts? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to have the support when your head coach is not supportive. And that's the problem. And then it gets to a point where this is a disease, okay? And it's a disease of misinformation. It's a disease of just people being wrong in my eyes. Now, you guys may end up being right, and then I'll be wrong. But time will answer all of this. And I think those of us that feel that he can be a good quarterback, if you surround him, there are plenty of people that play in the game or outside of the game, and they make the wrong call all the time, and they don't know what they're talking about. A former Dolphin player, a pretty prominent player, once told me, yeah, Paul Soley, I can't play. And he's a really good player, like a really good player. And you would think he knows football. And he played on that side of the football with him. So if he plays defense just like he does, you would figure he would know what a good defensive player looks like. Paul Soley, I can't play. He'll never be a good player. So players that play the game don't necessarily. I thought we had this conversation before also. That player, don't assume because a player plays the game, he really knows if someone can play or not. They can't. They don't. They know just as much as you do and I do. They only know X's and O's and that kind of stuff. They don't really know if someone can play or not. And so this is all, it's all about understanding and philosophically how you look at things. And some of you out there think that physically he can't do it. Some of us think that physically he can do it, but you just got to have the right support around him. So we're going to find out over time. And players will not get support if you don't end up winning. And so because the environment wasn't enough about winning, maybe that didn't convince some guys that Omar talked to. Yes.
No, you just said it. Some guys, there's some in there saying that Omar actually said there's some guys who don't support him, not everyone in the
right.
locker
Of
room.
course. And he and you know, some of those guys, he might have been talking to some of the dumbest guys in the locker room. So what can I tell you? Okay.
And also, doesn't it rely on? I mean, because the one thing that I did notice was a lot of the guys on the defensive side of the ball were supportive of Flores. At least when he was fired. I'm going off of when he was fired and the ones who kind of threw out support. It was the DBs and things like that. Didn't see many of the offensive side of the ball.
No, because he was a moron. Because he was a moron on the offensive side of the ball. He was ruining stuff on the offensive side of the ball. People love to blow things out of proportion. Exactly. These false narratives need to stop. Omar said there are some guys who don't support him. He didn't say everyone in the locker room. Yeah, I'm sure it's only some guys. That's why I said it, because I know it can't be everybody. That's, so. Big O, these, what is it? I'm telling you, Wynwood and the whole area is going to look like Silicon Valley 2.0 in the next 10 to 20 years. Mayor Suarez is making moves, man. Yeah, no, I believe that we're going to become a more of a crypto hub, of course. There's no doubt about that. By the way, with the move of Bitcoin is and Stacks is on the Bitcoin blockchain, and Miami Coin is part of Stacks, which I'm wondering now if this move by Bitcoin, how much it's affecting the move on Miami Coin. And it is affecting it big time. It was in the 0.60s, and now it's in it's 87. It's actually gone up 6% right now, which I think I said yesterday that once Bitcoin moves, Miami Coin would move, right? I think I said that. So, those of us that took advantage and bought low on Miami Coin, you might end up benefiting now. If this is the move that we've all been waiting for, for Bitcoin, then hey, you're going to see, obviously there'll be a trickle down effect for so many different things, and Miami Coin will definitely be one of them that will feel that trickle down effect. And Bitcoin now is up to 3.33%, 43,573. So right now it is just absolutely shooting up. It's found a little bit of a floor in the 43,004 to 500 area, and it's trading a little sideways now in that area. So we'll see now that it climbed out of that 42 up to the 40. Now it's at 43,617. So it continues to climb a little bit now. So we'll see if this is the move that we've all been waiting for. But the entire market is green right now in the crypto market. I love it, man. This is fan-freaking-tastic. Wow. All right. I like it. Let's see. There is only one Silicon Valley. That's what Chuck says. Y'all talk trash, Cali, then want to be the next Silicon Valley. So bad. I don't think Silicon Valley and crypto are probably two different things. So this is where we kind of like all of a sudden the conversation went completely different. And I think the gentleman's point was, where is it here? Where was it? I think he meant like that it will be Silicon Valley, but in the crypto sense, is what I think he meant by, right? Here we go, bro. I'm telling you, Wynwood and that whole area is going to look like Silicon Valley 2.0 in the next 10 to 20 years. Mayor Suarez is making moves. Okay, so I think he kind of like was talking about one thing but meant another, and then you're talking about something else. They're not making microchips here, dude, in Miami. So, Chuck, you can relax. I think what he's saying is that we're going to be a cryptocurrency hub, which, by the way, Silicon Valley is not. Okay. So that's different. It's about mining and all those different things that goes on, DeFi, all of that stuff. That's different, my brother, than what Silicon Valley's doing. So I think you jumped to one conclusion. I think he kind of misspoke and kind of described it in a different way, because it's not really going to be Silicon Valley. It's Crypto Valley is what it is, more than anything else. Because he wants to have miners here. He wants to have crypto companies, which, by the way, they're already making their home here, some crypto companies. So that's what it is. It's you are butthurt about one thing that you don't need to be butthurt about, Chuck, because it's not that. And then my other guy here probably described it the wrong way. So relax. Only time I listen to Omar is when he is here and Big O has to straighten him out in the facts. Chuck says, yes, they are. Another listener made the comparison, not you. No, I know that, but I'm kind of explaining. I think that's what he meant. I don't think he meant we're not making microchips. That's not what this place is. That's not what the mayor wants to do. He's thinking more about digital currency and those kind of things. Two different things. Big O, what are your thoughts about Harbaugh wanting the Raiders job? Is it a lot better than the Dolphins job? Not at all. But he's a West Coast guy. He was out there. He coached San Fran. He coached Stanford. So he clearly loves being out on the West Coast. So you go there at least to Vegas. You know the owner's going to give you everything you want. He loves names. And you can do whatever you want. You may not be able to do that in every other organization. And it looks to me like actually Stephen Ross wasn't lying when he said, no, dude, I want nothing to do with Harbaugh because he's with Michigan. So it really, like, if he was coaching any other university, I think he would actually go after him. Seriously. It would be Harbaugh and nobody else. I would tell you, why am I going to want Jim Caldwell? It's like, it's a waste of time. They're going Harbaugh already. What are you going to say?
No, I was going to say, he said that he was not going to be the guy to take.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the one to hurt Michigan and take Jim Harbaugh from him.
And he loves Harbaugh. Called him a great coach and everything. Whew. Sure. Okay. Whatever you say. By the way, Poupart, does he have an invite there? Because I don't see him. So send him some there. I don't know. He's a little late there on the thing. Huh? Yeah, send it to him. I don't know. Okay. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? I heard your podcast on Spotify. You were talking about always buying the dip. Can you explain? Well, buying the dip is, okay, you things go parabolic and things go up. Never buy your coins when they're going up, or your stocks or anything. Never buy it when it's on the up. You buy it when it's coming down. You buy it when the market is hurting, when everybody is complaining like they were now the last couple of months and all that, and talking about Bitcoin, oh my God, and this, that. This is when you had to buy Bitcoin. This is when I bought Bitcoin. And, crypto.com, I have it as low as 9 and 10, 11, 12, 14 cents. It climbed all the way to 90. But you don't buy it when it's at 80 or 90 or 75 cents. Then when it started to dip and now it's been in the 40s, I went and bought more. Because it's going to go back to 90 and it's going to go over $1 and it's going to go more and it's going to continue to climb. But you wait for the retraction. You wait for the correction. You wait for it to trade sideways. And while everybody's complaining, they don't understand that once something starts trading sideways, it has built a floor and it's finding a floor. So that means the only thing is up because it's found its floor. It's got enough investors that it finds where it's at and it stays at one level. And that's what Bitcoin did for the last month and a half here, where it stayed between 40 and 42,000. And it's telling you, I have found my floor. So here's your chance to buy it now before I shoot back up again. And it's going to go up into the 50s and the 60s. And eventually, once it starts shooting up to the 70s, you'll never have that chance of buying 40 again. Or 50 probably. Just like in Crow, that the 40 cent area now, the 44, 46, 43, 42, where it's been at for the last couple of weeks, you won't have that opportunity ever again the next time it shoots up. Because the next time there's a dip, it might be more in the 70 area instead. Because the lows get higher and the highs get higher over time. The problem is you get stuck in the micro, which is what I always tell you. Do not look in the micro, look in the macro, and look at your growth in a long period of time. Unless you're rich, I'm not. I'm a working stiff. So the investments I make are for long-term investments, companies that I know are going to grow over time. I don't have $500,000 that I can drop on a coin that I know is at 40 cents and it's going to go to 80 soon. And then I'm going to dump it. So I turned over my $500,000 into $1 million. I don't have that kind of money. That's not me. So if I tell you something, it's because it's a long-term play. So while you're playing it long-term, you reinvest on the corrections and the dips. And then that's what allows you to really gain a lot of money once it does go up. So that's what buying the dips are. All right. Pat in Nashville, thank you, sir. He says the Dolphins and Ross side chick and Michigan is his one true love. That's exactly it, Pat. Thank you for the love on the super chat there. All right, let's go to the man, the myth, the legend. That is Alan Poupart and our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupart.
Is Alan Poupart ready to rock and roll, always with the Montreal Expos hat. How you doing, my man? You feeling good?
I'm okay. A little tired this morning, but it happens.
Well, you been working or something?
Got high school kids I have to send off to school.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of work.
One very early in the morning.
You're still taking him to school, or her? Or is it him or her?
Both. One of each. One. She's in high school. He's in middle school. So.
Yeah, I remember I did that for many, many years. I only did it with one child, so that's my go around was only one. But yeah, that's that always puts a crimp in your morning, bro. You got
a little bit.
Yeah,
not complaining though, because I adore my kids. But
exactly that's what I was going to tell you. That to this day, I miss taking my daughter to school every day. So it's one of those that like every morning you're like cringing, like, oh my God, I got to get up and do this, And then when you stop doing it, you're like, damn, I miss doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's one of those. You got to enjoy the moments while they last. All right. So what are you hearing on the coaching search, my brother? What is the latest with the Miami Dolphins?
I mean, well, they're doing their rounds of interviews this week, but they are they are going deep undercover for this one. I mean, everything is basically based off of reports. They're not, like I said the other day, is they're not even announcing completed head coach interviews. Them and Jacksonville are the only two teams who are proceeding this way. Everybody else is announcing it after the fact once it's done, and not quite sure what the great secrecy is. Again, after the fact. And it's not like teams around the league don't know who they're looking after. So anyway, but having said that, it was today they got the two Dallas guys, Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore. They had Mike McDaniel via Zoom yesterday, the two Buffalo guys in person over the weekend. On Sunday, Brian Dable and Leslie Frazier, and Vance Joseph, from all reports, is Friday, which would leave Thomas Brown. I have not heard or seen exactly when they'll be talking to him, and I just still can't imagine how viable of a candidate he is, considering his relative lack of experience as an NFL coach. And the one wild card in the whole thing to me remains Jim Harbaugh, because for all we know, I wouldn't be shocked if it came out that they never talk about him, and he wound up being the guy. I mean, you're hearing all these stories of, like, if the Raiders came calling, he'd absolutely listen. He'd jump on the opportunity. And then you hear reports or read reports where the Raiders are not interested in making a move for him. Well, Stephen Ross's public comment was, I'm not going to be the one to take him away from Michigan. Well, how about it's Jim Harbaugh who takes himself away from Michigan, which gives Stephen Ross an out to say, hey, I didn't do it. He's going to leave anyway. So I still would not rule him out, even though he's not one of the publicly identified coaching candidates, and the same applies for Doug Peterson and Jim Caldwell. Wouldn't surprise me at all if it wasn't one of the 7 guys who have been identified.
Yeah, the only thing is, I kind of believe him that he doesn't want to be the guy to sign Harbaugh at all. And so you don't believe any of the stories now that it's like it's Raiders if he wants the job, that kind of stuff, because that's what they're writing, like, he'll take the job if it's the Raiders and the Raiders really want him and all that kind of stuff. So what, you don't believe any of those kind of stories? Because that kind of makes a lot of sense. West Coast owner that loves, names, and he'll give him all the power too. That's the other thing. So
started his coaching career with the Raiders, but I was told by somebody who's close to that organization that they're not necessarily jonesing after him, and that meshes with some of the reports you see. Again, all you have is we got a bunch of conflicting reports on the Raiders are hot after him. No, they're not. I mean, so the truth be told is, at this point, the one that seems to be almost a foregone conclusion from everything I've heard and been told is Dan Quinn to Denver. That's the one, and Flores seems to be Giants, Chicago, or Houston. Although Giants could wind up with Joe Shane as the GM, Brian Dable as the head coach. That's another one that's making the rounds. But the Harbaugh thing is all over the place, and part of the complication is right now he's still under contract with Michigan, and he's talking about, I'm sure there are conversations there about giving him a new deal and making up a little bit for the fact that they gave him a haircut last offseason. So that one's interesting to watch.
Well, that's that's kind of funky, man. That I personally would not like the Harbaugh. Would you like that move? Because I think he's a guy for kids, not for men. That's just me,
dude. They can't knock the success he had with the 49ers. I mean, that franchise was going nowhere until he took over, and he had him in the Super Bowl within, I don't know how long it was, and he had him winning very, very quickly. So to me, again, there's something to be said for that.
But he was also losing it too on the back end of that, right? It was going the other way too, on the end of it, right?
Yeah, as I recall, his thing, I think he started wearing on players, and he's not the first coach to which that's happened, and he won't be the last.
But in college, you can tolerate it because you're only going to be around the guy for 3 to 4 years.
Right.
So there's turnover. So the message will stay fresh enough for the coach because there's so much turnover. But in the NFL, and to me, I still kind of credit more that's some of the most talented. That's one of the most talented teams I've seen in the NFL in the last 20 years, and probably the most talented team not to win a title in the last 20 years is those San Francisco teams. And to me, it was Schneider and McLaughlin who are two exceptional GMs and talent evaluators. Look what he's done in Seattle. McLaughlin, I know he built the Washington defense, but he's had some mechanical issues. That's who I really credit for the success of that Niners team. I think almost any coach would have had success with how loaded those Niner teams were. That's why.
Yeah, but can we make that same argument for every coach who's been successful, that he was given a lot of talent, unless you're the one who's actually buying the groceries, like Jimmy Johnson in Dallas, who was the one who pretty much the decision maker. Outside of that, because I know that a lot of the talk with Bill Belichick is as great as he was, how much does he win without Tom Brady? Well, who was it who drafted Tom Brady at that time? I don't believe it was Bill Belichick who drafted Tom Brady, and they lucked into Tom Brady, if we're going to be honest about it.
Yeah, they lucked into him in 6th round.
So I'll buy the argument that he had a great team to coach, but again, that's kind of like Andy Reid with the job he's doing in KC right now. He's doing a fabulous job. He also was able to land Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce on his roster. That kind of helps an offense. That makes an offense.
But he's shopping for the groceries. He's building it. He's built everything, bro. He's built cultures in Philadelphia, and he built in Kansas City. And in Philadelphia, he did a ton of winning. He just couldn't get over the hump. But I mean, he went, what was it, 4 NFC Championship games?
Correct.
I mean,
back to back. But I know he wasn't the final decision maker in Philadelphia, and
no,
exactly at the time what the operation was in KC when he got Patrick Mahomes. I'm not so sure. I'm sure he had a say.
No,
he had the final say.
He's the final say now. He's the final
now
say.
He is, but I don't know when he first got to KC. But again, yeah, for unless you're the guy who actually is the one who calls the shots and gets the players on the roster, again, you need the players to coach. So I'm not sure. My whole point on this is I'm not sure how much I would take away from Harbaugh's success in San Francisco, because he wasn't necessarily the one who brought in the players. He showed he's still a very good coach. But there are concern. And the other issue is he's been in Michigan now, what, I don't know, 7, 8 years or something like that.
And hasn't done a good job. Really.
On a curve. No,
you can't coach at Michigan and get your ass kicked by Ohio State 98% of the time, and you can't coach at Michigan and get your ass kicked by Michigan State 75% of the time. It just doesn't happen. You can't do that. You can't coach at UM and lose at Florida State all the time.
But how much of that is coaching and how much of that is recruiting? You're not going to tell me that Ohio State has in year in and year out gotten better players in Michigan for the past.
You're Michigan, dude. You're Michigan. You should have no problem bringing anybody in. You should be able to recruit whoever the hell you want. You got all the resources that Ohio State and Alabama have. Correct. I mean, I get you have excuses at the University of Miami because you're a private school. Mm-hmm. So you don't have the same, but at Michigan, there are no excuses. If you coach at Alabama, LSU, Michigan, Ohio State, or Texas has sucked forever. They have no excuses at Texas. They can win as much as Alabama. So that's not an excuse. So for me, Harbaugh's struggles at Michigan are unacceptable considering the resources you have.
Fair, but I will. In his defense, when he got there, Michigan was on the downslide, and Ohio State was here as it's always been. And basically, at that time, if you're a stud high school recruit and you want to win a national championship, at that time, you clearly had a better shot with Ohio State. So he had to play catch up.
Yeah, but bro, if you're great, you're great. Saban goes to Alabama and makes them Alabama, and Dabo Swinney goes to Clemson and makes them Clemson. So, when you're great, and you'll make the program great. He's never made Michigan great.
Okay, then maybe. Well, okay, but again, recruiting and drafting is not.
I hate Urban Meyer, but the cheater is great, right?
In college.
Yeah, in college. That's what. Of course, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in college. But the cheater won at Utah. The cheater wins at Bowling Green. The cheater wins in Florida, and the cheater wins at Ohio State. So wherever he goes, he wins. You know what I'm saying? He's a disgusting and vile individual, but he wins. You know what I'm saying? So Jim Harbaugh is a ugly khaki wearing dude that doesn't get it done.
He got it done in the NFL. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you there. I don't think it would be the worst hire in the world. I don't know if he'd be my favorite, but and again, who's to say? Maybe it's not even remotely in the cards. But again, who's to say it's not? I mean, I don't know. I don't put anything past the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the Harbaugh one. Wow, that would be the Dabo one. I can accept that one. I can get on board because it kind of makes a lot of sense. Even though I'm afraid of the first timer again and all that. With all of that, okay. Have you heard anything with Caldwell?
Nothing at all. Can I make a quick point though? We're talking first timers.
Yes, sir.
We're down to the divisional round in the playoffs.
6 of 8.
Of the 8 head coaches, 6 of them are first timers.
I know.
So
I know. But this franchise can't hire the right one. So I'm just saying, I'd rather.
No, they haven't had good luck with first timers. No question about it.
They suck. They suck with first timers. I mean, it's like we get the worst of the first timers. We don't even get. Look at it this way. Look at it. Nobody ever leaves here, and like, okay, it was our first stop. You know, I'm Nick Saban. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm Belichick. I screwed up in Cleveland. I became the guy in New England. Like, that's never happened here. Like, the guy that screws up here is just a screw up. He never ends up going anywhere. And that's
I will tell you,
that's the weird part about all of that.
If Brian Flores gets himself a good offensive coordinator, he could be one who ends that trend. Here's a fun fact for you, though.
I've heard that story before.
No, yeah. I know you're highly skeptical of it. Here's a fun fact for you. Dolphins have had 3 coaches end their Dolphin tenures with winning records. All 3 of them were coaches with prior NFL head coaching experience, and that was Shula, Jimmy Johnson, and Dave Wanstead.
Yeah.
So certainly an argument there for a retread, but again, as I said, 6 of the 8 coaches right now. So maybe that's, and also 6 of the 8 have an offensive background. So maybe the formula is to get a first-time offensive coach.
Yeah. See, what I love about Caldwell is he's won where nobody wins. He's developed a quarterback, which few do. He has saved a season for a team and led them to a title in Baltimore. I just think that he's the most accomplished guy out of all of them and the most complete candidate that's out there. I don't know how every team's not lined up to hire Jim Caldwell. That to me is the baffling part. Everybody should be fighting for that one guy because he is heads and tails above every other candidate that's out there. It's crazy.
No, and he's also somebody with a personality who's going to work well with others, which obviously the Dolphins have publicly said is something that's important to them. And there's never been any issue or any suggestion that, he's got a bad personality to work with. I guess maybe the one thing going against him is he hasn't been an NFL head coach for a while now. I would see that as possibly being something held against him. Outside of that, no, I've told you before, I'm on board with that. I have no issue with him. And I told you Doug Peterson would be my first choice, and Jim Caldwell would be in my list of strong candidates as well.
By the way, Dougie Fresh sends in a super chat, and he says, wanted to give some props to Alan's mailbags that he publishes. I don't think there is a Finns writer who publishes more written work. Cheers. So there you go, Alan. Getting a little love for the mailbag.
That's my dude.
There you go. Right. They love your bags.
Interesting way of phrasing it, but okay.
Double, triple entendre.
Yeah.
Lots of entendres there, bro. We've got them all for you there. All right. What else are you hearing behind the scenes besides the head coaching moves? Are you hearing anything else? I know it's tough to get anything from that place because they don't like to talk to anybody. So I know that's kind of hard to ask you or anybody out there for that. But what else are you hearing outside?
Unless you're in the national media, that's where the leaks go. No, I think right now the whole focus. They're like conducting some minor business. Like this morning, they announced 2 players signed to futures contracts, Jared Dokes and Quincy Wilson.
Which, by the way, answers one of your 2 in your mailbag, because you were wondering why Dokes and Merritt weren't actually signed and they weren't anywhere to be seen on the roster, as you wrote.
Correct.
And now Dokes is one of the 2. So Kirk Merritt, you wonder what happened behind the scenes with Kirk Merritt.
Yeah, that's a weird one. But here's the other thing too, though, is as I'll caution, and I've thrown this line out to you, is there's a reason a guy signs to a future contract. I mean, generally speaking, if you're expecting like Jared Dokes, well, they brought him back and now all of a sudden he's going to ball out, and there's your answer at running back. I'm here to say that that's a really, really long shot. So But I think everything has to take a backseat right now to the coaching search. Once they get those guys in place, then they can start evaluating the roster, because if it's going to be a collaborative effort before big decisions are made on the key free agent guys like Emmanuel Ogbah, even though to me he's a no-brainer, but what if the coach comes in and he's got his new defensive coordinator and he looks at Ogbah and he goes, you know what, with what I want to do defensively, Ogbah doesn't fit in the least. There's no need to pay him huge money. Then there's no point in making that decision before the coaching staff is hired. Again, like I said, though, to me, it's a no-brainer to re-sign Ogbah, to give him a new contract before he even gets a chance to sniff free agency. But I'm not the one who's making those decisions. Gesicki's another one. But none of that can happen, in my estimation, until you get your new coaching staff in place.
All right, one more thing before I let you go on the Tua thing. I've been saying that Chris Greer's next hire, they need to not make the mistake they made with Gase and they made with Flo. The coach needs to just coach. You can't give him the power to change or alter your personnel decisions. I think you need a guy that's going to focus on the 53 and coach the 53 that he's given. He can make suggestions, but not have that power. I think now, reading through the trees like I did throughout the year and painting this flow picture, and I painted it like a Picasso, I'm going to paint this one now. I think he's doing that. I think the next coach will not have the same kind of power that Gase and Flo had, because by telling everybody we're moving forward with Tua, he's also telling you we're moving forward now on the personnel side. Marvin Allen, Reggie, and myself know what the hell we're doing. We're going to pick the players. The coach will coach the players. We're moving forward this way. I get that sense now that I think about it, when I heard the Tua statement.
Well, two things. When you heard the Tua leak statement, because publicly Stephen Ross says,
right, you leave it to the coach.
Okay. Do we truly believe that it's 100% set in stone that then the next coach, you will work with Tua and you will like it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not totally on board with that. Again, I would never close the door on any possibility with that. Number two.
Well, no, it's not that. It's you're moving forward with Tua. Now, if he proves he's not the guy along the way after we've given him the line in the running game and the coach, then we move on from him. But first, we're moving on with Tua, and we're going to find out whether he can play or not. That's how I interpret all of this. That's how because that's what football people do, and I think that's what they're doing.
Okay, and to me, I say I'm not 100% sold, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did a turnaround. Again, because they give themselves leeway, and what they've said is a leaked statement. It's not they could have made the position very clear when Stephen Ross addressed the media the day after. Also, secondly, if you tell a coach Tua's your quarterback in 2022, that's who you're going to work with. Is it possibly limiting your pool of candidates with some guys who come in and decide, guys who have options and who decide there are better quarterback options to tie themselves to other than Tua? That's number one. Number two, though, the flip side is coaches having an ego, especially young, unproven coaches, certainly will come in with a plan and say, okay, this is how I'm going to fix Tua. I'm your guy because I'll get the most out of him. But I would believe that the likelihood is that Tua indeed will be the starter in 2022, but I'm not ready to say that it's etched in stone and it's an automatic that's going to be the case.
Follow him on Twitter at Poopart NFL. What are you working on Sports Illustrated so they can check you out, Mr. Poopart?
Oh, everything and anything. I did I'm down to my well, no, it's not the last one, but it's going to be another top 10 list today. The 10 most forgettable plays of the 2021 season. I'm going to do the making the case for Kellen Moore. I did making the case for Dan Quinn yesterday.
I remember.
No. I'm not a huge fan either.
I know you're not saying go for Kellen Moore.
No. Correct.
But it does remind me in the Senior Bowl when Kellen Moore sat in front of me to do an interview and he left, and I think it was Brian Spector that was my producer then, or maybe it was Brandon then, and I looked at him. I said, "Is that my paper boy?" I mean, it's because it's what he looked like, bro. It's like, that's a quarterback. It's like, hey, looks like my paper boy. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and again, it's just the way I tag it, because I could have easily tagged it the pros and cons of Dan Quinn, the pros and cons of Kellen Moore. I decided to tag it, making the case for I'm not advocating for Kellen Moore. In fact,
right.
7 identified candidates, he might be number 6 for me, just ahead of Thomas Brown. And nothing against Thomas Brown, but the dude's been a coordinator for 1 year.
Yeah, he's a baby. Yeah,
so, exactly. So that doesn't work for me. Doing a notebook right now, dissecting the Jared Doak signing among with other stuff. It's just nonstop. It's actually January is actually a very good time for pumping out a lot of content, because there's a lot going on.
There you go. Follow him on Twitter at Poopart NFL and catch him a couple times a week here with the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report. Alan, as always, thank you, my brother. Great insight. Appreciate you.
Have a good weekend. Enjoy the divisional round of the playoffs. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than it was last weekend.
Hopefully the Dolphins will be in it next year.
That would be nice. That'd be a nice change.
That'd be nice. That'd be great. Good for you, too. Be covering it. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll catch you next week, my brother.
Got it. Be good.
You got it. There you go. All right, hour number 3 from Hialeah Park is next.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupart, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th, and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Park. What a beautiful place. We love Hialeah Park. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. What else do we have? Newfoundland says there's no experienced coach going to come in and just take orders from Greer. Well, I mean, that's the way you want to look at it. You can look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? What can I tell you? But we'll find out. Look, those of you that have made your mind up about Greer or made your mind up about Tua, you're not going to be satisfied with anything that goes on, unfortunately, until proven otherwise. I already see it. I see it, with sometimes our writers. I see it with you viewers and listeners on the texts and the tweets. I can already tell by your response where you're at. You know what I mean? So you've already made your mind up in that area, and you assume that everybody thinks like you. And that's just not the case. So time will answer all, man. Time will answer if those of us that think Tua can play are right or wrong. Those of you that think he can't are right or wrong. Those of us that think that the personnel department is not the problem, which is, I think I've stuck with my guns on it's not personnel, it's coaching the entire season, okay? And that's kind of the way it's been proven. But over time now, with the new coaching coming in, now the heat comes on the personnel department, right? So those of us that believe that, we're going to find out. Time is going to answer everything, man. Okay? That's all. And I'm hoping that everybody figures it out and they start winning, because you deserve a winning Dolphins team. I deserve a winning Dolphins team. We've all been waiting for this for a long time. So let's hope they can figure it out, man. Jason says, not sure why Peterson isn't brought up more. He's young and made his mistakes as a coach. He could be a great candidate for building our team long term. I think, Jason, the guys like Jim Caldwell and Doug Peterson are the next wave, if they're not impressed with this wave. I will say this. Can I throw in the what's the young guy, Mike McMichael? Yeah, the San Francisco guy, right? Something like that. What's he called? Is that his name? Something like that. Let me see. What the hell is the guy's name? It's McMichael or whatever the hell it is. I've been watching all these videos with him, and I just kind of there was something that I found really funny with one of the videos. McDaniel. Michael McDaniel, right? Is that it? Right? Mike McDaniel, right? That's it. Mike McDaniel. Thank you for helping me out. It's funny that a Mike sent in McDaniel. Like Mike who sent in McDaniel, and another guy named Mike sent in McDaniel, and then Mr. Spock sent in McDaniel, and David Perez sent in McDaniel. But I just found it funny that a Mike who and a Mike send in the McDaniel. That's actually pretty cool. All right, so there's all these videos that are popping up about McDaniel, and he's talking with coaches and press and all that, and he's got personality. I will tell you that you can tell that the young man has personality. But they send me a video and whatever, and he's elaborating about how, all right, if you guys want to run, you want to get 4 yards of play, okay, this is what you got to do. No, receivers are going to have to block people. And it's like I knew that, and I'm not a coach. And people are retweeting this, and it's like, wow, listen to this guy talk and all that. And it's like he's saying something that every coach says for the history of time, that blocking receivers have always been incredibly important in all running games, pretty much in the history of the NFL. Usually the great running teams, it's not just the 5 guys up front. It's the tight end, it's the receivers, it's everybody contributing. And at one point or another, helping that running back break it. And so it's just funny how social media and promotion can do so much for somebody, right? And Mike McDaniel has become that darling that we have a lot of these Dolphin fans that are retweeting and all of that. And then again, I will ask the simple question. Mike McDaniel looks like a likable dude. He does. He's got more personality in one finger than Joe Philbin, Flo, and Cam Cameron combined. Okay? I got you. But he's never been a coach. He's super young, and you have no idea if he can build a staff. So are you going down that same path again that you've gone with so many other guys? Because Gase is the dynamic guy, and he's the guy that also has an edge to him and all that stuff. And Mike McDaniel has an edge to him and all that. And, hey, Coach Flo has an edge to him. What kind of edge? Is it an edge energy drink? Oh, that's a good edge to have. But are you a jerk of an edge, which that's the edge that Flo had? An a-hole edge is not what you want. So there's a lot of, and I don't know what Mike McDaniel is all about. I have no idea. He might be a terrific young coach. And because he's a great offensive mind that people say and help designing and all that, you still have to run the offenses. You still have to build the offenses. You still have to develop your own quarterback. And all of that is unanswered with Mike McDaniel. You just don't know. And the funny part is that they've made the mistake over and over again of hiring the up-and-coming coach that also did not have the resources to build a staff. Are you going to do that again with Mike McDaniel? And that's the only thing that I would be afraid of with Mike McDaniel is hiring him and, again, not knowing if he can build a staff. And I still don't know if he can develop his own quarterback. He doesn't have a quarterback on his resume. Jim Caldwell does. Jim Caldwell has done all kinds of things. So I'd rather take a Jim Caldwell who has made a difference many different ways. That guy won in Detroit. That's all I need. I don't care what he did in Baltimore winning a title, making Flacco 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's awesome, but I'll take winning in Detroit. If you can win in Detroit, boy, you're going to win here. That's for damn sure. So Mike McDaniel's interesting and all of that, but it's a lot of what they've done in the past. And there's no proof that you're not going to get anything but the same results from the past. Let's see. What else do we have? I don't know. More Watson talk there. Definitely not talking Watson. Heat, by the way, won last night against the Blazers, 104-92. They've got Atlanta on Friday. Panthers in action tonight against the Oilers. Oilers can score, but they're not great teams. So Panthers, and I saw where the coach says that they got to pick up their road games now because they're like a 500 team on the road, and they're obviously incredibly elite at home. They've only lost like 3 games at home or something stupid like that. I forgot look up their home record. I want to say it's like 19-3 or 20-3 or 18-3 or something stupid. It's 20-3. Okay. I know it's just a ridiculous. And so they do have to become better on the road. And so we'll see if they start playing a little bit more with some fire there on the road and start to develop a winning record on the road. That would be really, really good. That would be really nice. Let's see. Jose says, agree with you, Big O. Everybody's listening to. Yeah, they are. Definitely. Of course they are. Let's see. Big O. Anyway, we can have a movie TV show segment on the show. Feel you have some good taste. You will kill it. I don't know if I want to force that or if it just comes along and we'll have some fun with it. I'd rather it be a sports show that kind of will go into, music and crypto and guy talk and maybe a little movies, a TV show here or there. Watched a couple more episodes yesterday, by the way, of Cobra Kai. I'm up to, I think, episode 6, I want to say, so I'm pretty close. I know. Well, we work, bro. Hell, you see me every day. I get home like at 7, 8 o'clock at night after every damn meetings. And then the wife wakes up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we only have a short window to watch stuff.
Going back to the Panthers real quick. Home record 21-3.
Stupid.
Road record 5-5-5.
Yeah, they're 500. Yep. So they got to get better there. And they're going to play a lot of road games now in the second half of the season. So they've got to get better because they've played a lot of home games. So, yeah, they've got to fix that, man. Definitely. So tonight, they got to pick up a victory there overall. Let's see. Big O thinks Harbaugh had loaded teams and they were successful in spite of Harbaugh. Yep, I do. Caldwell has already interviewed, and I'd bet Peterson has too. They just haven't released it. You know what, John? You could be 1,000% right. You never know, bro. You never know. I would love to see Big O on Get Up Football. Where is it? On Get Up Football. Where'd it go? I think it disappeared. I think he took it out or something. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Everybody, let's see. Mahomes is the only Super Bowl winner of the 3 that Mahomes was still on a rookie deal. Cheap. Yep, he was. Yeah. So, there you go. Let's see. Big O, this is really random. Saw Pinocchio for the first time and skimmed through it. Wow. That's such a dark, depressing film. Wow, sad movie. Pinocchio. Like the cartoon is he talking about, or is there something new? There's a live action one? Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah. I don't think I'll be watching Pinocchio at all, my brother. No. I mean, if my daughter was back to being 6, I really don't watch Disney movies. If my wife and daughter are watching, and maybe I stop and watch a little bit of it or whatever. When my daughter was small, maybe I would watch some of that stuff, but I normally am not watching any of the Disney movies on my own, to be quite honest. Huh? You got what?
83% on Rotten Tomatoes, Pinocchio.
So I guess that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't.
You saw it?
I did. I started to see it.
You have young kids, right?
Yeah, well, I got teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, 12 and 13.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty young.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not into that. That's
no?
Not anymore, no.
No?
Now I have no reason to watch cartoons.
Oh, okay.
Although I still do, but...
You still do? Yeah. I would probably watch, like, normal cartoons, but I don't go to see the Disney movies. It's just, I don't know, it's just like that. It's weird. I just don't. I'm not that guy.
I like HBO Max because they have the old Tom and Jerry's.
Yeah, right,
like
exactly.
The older cartoons. They
yeah.
All the older ones. So.
Yeah. It's like that Boomerang Network. Oh, God. Yeah, baby. That's just memories, the Boomerang Network. Holy moly. I love that. By the way, did you see the Lakers benching Russell Westbrook? And this is like the ultimate indictment for Russell Westbrook, right? Because that argument has been around. People love watching Russell Westbrook play and the effort and all that. And then you've always had the people that have said, yeah, it's nice, but he's not a chemistry guy. He's not really a guy that, you win because of him, and And the Lakers have realized that. And Frank Vogel's not a bad coach, dude. He's a good coach. And it gets to a point, and I was reading the article where they kept talking about, I forgot what player they were facing. Oh, Karis LeVert, and not to allow him to go to his right. And it was a point of emphasis on defense throughout the entire meeting. And there's Russ in front of him, and he gives him the right lane to just go ahead and drive easily instead of forcing him to his left and making it more awkward for Karis to score. And so he got benched. And it's one of those things that's been one of those discussions forever in basketball, that Russell Westbrook is incredibly entertaining. You love his effort. You love that he plays with fire and all that stuff. But if you remember the days with Durant, there were plenty of times that at the end of the game, you're like, yo, dude, the best shooter in the world is standing on the other side there. Why didn't you pass it to him? Instead of you taking a irresponsible 22-footer that you normally can't hit. And this happened all the time that Durant had to go, I'm out of here, bro. I'm leaving. Like, Russell Westbrook doesn't understand that I'm the best player. Not that he's saying it, but we're all saying it. It's like, dude, that's the best player on the team. You're not. Okay? When he's open, you need to give it to him. There's a good chance he'll make it over you. And that's been the thing with Russell Westbrook. It's been the discussion forever. Is Russell Westbrook the kind of guy that you use on a winning team? Or is it that, because he commands the ball so much that it takes away from the flow of the entire offense? And it's funny because there are times that he'll get a triple-double, right? And you think, oh, no, he's facilitating. Yeah, but it's almost like he facilitates when he has no choice because he really can't score anymore at that point, and he's cornered or whatever, and he finally gives it up, and, because he handles the ball so much. And now LeBron and AD and the Lakers and Frank Vogel, and they're kind of figuring that out now that, this doesn't work. And he's had several stops now since his time, in OKC. And you almost feel like for him, for his sake, he probably should have never left OKC. And they would have loved him there forever, and he would have retired as a Thunder player and all that stuff, and people would have left the argument wide open. But the fact that now he's gone to several places, and they've also moved on from him, and now he's in a place with two other superstars, and the coach says, yeah, no, you're not working. This becomes the ultimate indictment, and maybe now the ultimate decision maker on, Russell Westbrook, one hell of a talent, but not really the guy you want on a winning basketball team. Not the guy you really want if you want to have a championship caliber team. Now, if you want to have an expansion team and you want to entertain your first and second year fans because you're not going to do a lot of winning, bring on Russell Westbrook. Let him get his triple-doubles and entertain you, and the fans will be saying, hey, yeah, great effort tonight. Russell was fantastic. Yeah, we'll get him next year. And they can live with that. But if you're looking to win the title now, and if you're looking to put together a winning program, and if you're looking to challenge for a title, and you're looking for the guy, Russell Westbrook is not the guy. He's definitely not the guy. So, there you go. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on YouTube, Yahoo email, Twitter, all of that. Don't forget, Sloman's Home Security is a proud sponsor of the program. Love talking about Sloman's. And let me tell you, it is so easy when you grab your phone and I can, check out who's in the front door. I can look at my dogs. I can check out the backyard. I can check out the front yard. If I'm in my bed and I hear something, I can just check all of the cameras if I want. What I love about Sloman's Home Security, And those of us that have owned homes for a long time and you've had multiple alarm systems, and, I've had the alarm system in the past that when one sensor breaks, then you can't turn on the entire alarm system. You know what I mean? Because it kind of, there's one sensor that's out. So it doesn't allow you. Well, you can actually go to the keypad at Slomin's and take that one sensor off for the moment. You know what I mean? And then kickstart your alarm, It's a beautiful thing. Sometimes, what I love about Slomin's alarm too, and this happened to me 3 days ago. So, you set the alarm, and then you walk out, and there's a beep going on, and you've got a minute. There's a clock, right? And so I'm getting stuff in the car, and I remember, oh my God, I forgot something. So within that minute, you know how normal alarm systems, if you open that door, you have to go then put in the code and turn off the alarm to go do what you had to get in the house and go back out again. Well, I still had 35 seconds left. But I opened the door, and guess what happened? The 1 minute restarted. So it gave me back my 25 seconds that I lost. I was able to go to the kitchen, grab the business card that I needed, went back to my car, obviously locked the door, and the alarm was already set. So that's so cool, because if you have to then put the code in to then turn off the alarm, to then go inside and then go set the alarm again, that's time consuming, and it's a pain in the ass. But Slomin's knows that idiots like me forget things in the house within that 1 minute. So a bozo like me has to go back in there to go get it. And hey, guess what? Thank you, Slomin's. That's a great idea, man. And that's what you're going to love, the doorbell camera. You can talk to the delivery person. You can talk to somebody that's dropping something off, a food, whatever it is, man. And, of course, porch pirates, all those things. You want to be able to keep your eyes on it. And Slomin's Home Security, remember, smoke alarms, all of that. You can connect it with your Slomin's Home Security. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Make sure you tell them that Big O radio show sent you. 1-800-ALARM-ME. And right now, the first 40 Big O listeners will get a free doorbell camera. That's right, with your Slomin Shield. And that's not all. We're going to give you a free customized home security system, professional installation when you use our low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. And all you have to do, folks, is call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you and take care of your family, take care of your business with Slomin's Home Security.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Points, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, 0 transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Back here as always. Appreciate all of you out there. Don't forget to continue to smash that like button, man. Appreciate all of you out there, man. Henry Revolta is going to be joining us in a second now, boxing promoter. We're going to talk to him. He's got 3 fighters in this fight card. So we are looking forward to it on the 28th of this month, man. We're going to have some fun with that. Don't forget, folks, we are going to Vegas. We will be in Vegas for the NFL draft. So for those of you that are planning on doing anything for the draft, come join us in Las Vegas. We will be out there. We will tell you what hotel very soon. We are waiting on the finality of the whole deal. And hopefully, if everything goes well, we're going to have a deal where we're going to be there for all kinds of events. Okay, for the NBA Summer League. We're not going to go to the East West this year. But starting next year, we will be at the East West Shrine in Las Vegas. Senior Bowl, all that kind of stuff. Combine, we're going to cover that. We're going to cover all kinds of stuff for you all. So we will be doing all of that kind of stuff as the show continues to grow. Don't forget, by the way, to also subscribe to the program. Please hit the like button if you're listening to the podcast, day, night, weekends, whenever. Please smash that like button as always and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are just a couple of subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, man. That is freaking awesome. That is just absolutely amazing, man. Love it. And we're able to do that. That is fan-freaking-tastic. Love it. What else do we have? Panthers back in action tonight at 9 o'clock. Great game by the Heat last night. Caleb Martin was absolutely phenomenal, put on a show. Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Bam was amazing. Just another great win by the Miami Heat, who are 13 games above 500. Friday, tomorrow, they're in Atlanta to take on the Hawks. So that should be a lot of fun also watching that one. Mob Rule says Tua equals Steve Young when we employ the West Coast offense. Just need an O-line and a run game like all the teams in the playoffs right now. Yep. Let's see if they can do it, man. I mean, he's not the athlete that Young was, but I see what you're saying in a sense of how he can play. And I think he has a lot of those kind of traits. And the other thing, listen, with Tua, he's going to be a lot stronger also next year, and not arm-wise, it's not going to change that much. Okay, he's going to have a little bit more arm strength maybe next year because his body will develop a little bit more, but it's not going to be so tangible that you're going to, oh my God, he throws it like Josh Allen now, except with accuracy. No, that's never going to happen. He's not going to have a cannon. That's not who he is. But you're going to watch him that he's going to have now another off season to really develop that lower part of his body where the hips are. And that's where the strength is going to come from, because his core is something that he now can work on. And this will be his second full year from it. And this is the year where you really start to see it. You know what I'm saying? Now you're starting. You already saw it last year. I think this coming season, he should be right where he needs to be physically overall. But none of that will matter if he doesn't have coaches that have offensive intelligence and creativity. None of this will matter if he doesn't have an offensive line and he doesn't have a running game. Okay? I'm not telling you need to go out and get him the most elite receivers in the world and all that. Go get him another capable receiver opposite of Waddle. And if you keep Gesicki, he'll be more than fine with those weapons. But you've got to give him something of a running game. He's got to have a threat there, and he's got to have a line. And if you give him that, I guarantee you're going to see a different player. You might even think he's a better athlete next year. You might think his arm really improved a ton, which it didn't. All of those things, and none of it will matter. Why? Because you gave him time to find somebody with protection, which allowed him to position himself, right fundamentally so he can throw the ball with as much velocity as he possibly can. But if he's going to be off balance because he's running away from pressure and he's constantly on the go like that, it's going to be that much harder for him to actually have the success that he needs to have. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I tell you that you're just you got to have some patience with all of this, and you've got to give it some time overall, But next year, I think physically he'll be a little stronger and a little better. But it's what's around him the real problem. And that's the part they need to fix. And if they don't fix that, then they've got pretty much no shot at actually, getting it done. So we'll see. Carlos says, "Oh, bring Omar on because I heard his comment about some of the players in Tua and his tone and body language make it look like he was a bit of an issue in the locker room. FYI, yeah, I saw that, and he'll be on tomorrow. And we'll talk about his article and his award. By the way, you saw Omar won an award yesterday, huh, Sean? Yeah. Omar won Sports Writer of the Year, man. How about that? It's pretty cool. Let me read it for you. Now, I have a funny story about this with Omar. Okay. So yesterday I go to Omar, "Hey man, congratulations." And he's like, I go, "Congratulations on the honor." And he texts me back. He goes, "What honor?" And so then I had to then text back to him that Omar Kelly was named the NSMA Florida Sports Writer of the Year. The National Sports Media Association has named South Florida Sun Sentinel NFL columnist Omar Kelly as the 2021 Florida Sports Writer of the Year. It's the first time he's received the award. Kelly continues with the Dolphin coverage for the newspaper. He continues to host a podcast with South Florida Sun Sentinel Dave Hyde. He also does exclusive segments on the Big O Show podcast with Orlando Alzgary. Kelly was a weekend co-host, too, on some crappy radio station that's here in town. Anyway, so, by the way, a crappy radio station that we're royally kicking their ass. Okay? Just a reminder. All right. It looks like Henry is ready. It looks like Steve is ready. It looks like everybody is ready. We are ready because on the 28th of this month, we are going to have a fantastic boxing card here at Hialeah Park. Joanny Argalagos is going to be in action. George Romero is going to be in action. Ariel Perez de la Torre is going to be in action. We got a lot of people. Gianni Garcia, Orestes Velasquez, Abram Martinez, all kinds of terrific young fighters are going to be in action. Henry Revolta, by the way, is a promoter and manager. He's got 3 fighters in this card on the 28th. Henry is kind enough to join us now. So is Steve Calabro. No, Henry? What's going on? Is he having issues? Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Eves is popping up, not Henry? Okay, wait a minute. All right, let me bring up Eves here before we bring up Henry. I didn't even know Eves is like 40 minutes late. He's on Cuban time. Yeah. We all can relate with that. We can all relate with that. Where is he? Where is Sham? Where is he? E,
Here,
how
I'm
you
here.
doing, brother? How you doing, man? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Bingo?
Can't complain, dude. Can't complain. Talk to me a little bit there, man. Obviously, are you watching this head coaching change with the Dolphins closely?
I've been watching, and it sounds like there's been some developments here today, but I know we don't have a coach yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. We're hoping, I'm hoping for Jim Caldwell. He's not on the list yet. But what can I tell you? I'm hoping that they're able to make that change and get the right guy. Last night, by the way, the Heat, they got it done again last night. Did you watch that game last night with Jimmy Butler getting thrown out? And even with Jimmy Butler getting thrown out, they still beat the Blazers. That was fun.
And it was on Star Wars night as well. So
That's right. That's right. You were the guy in the Darth Vader suit, right? That's what it was?
No, not this year. Not this year.
No? What'd you go this year? Is R2D2? How'd you squeeze into that thing?
I didn't go this year. I saw most of the game at home, but I didn't get a chance to get out there.
That Caleb Martin is special, dude. I mean, wow, that kid is turning into an absolute stud, kind of like you in the mortgage business. The same thing. How you dominate. He's following your footsteps, Heaves.
We're just trying to make dreams come true every day of the week, Big O. If we keep doing that, I think we'll just keep on progressing here in our local market and across the country.
I'm with you there, man. By the way, how concerned for people that are searching for homes and condos right now, and I know it's a tough search, but once you find it and you need to find it quick, how fast are the rates rising? And what are you expecting?
Well, rates have gone up anywhere from 3/8 to 0.5% in the last 3 to 4 weeks since the turn of the new year. Right. So they've risen, and they've risen rapidly, even without any change, on the Fed side. So, you could still lock in a sub 4% interest rate, which historically is an excellent interest rate. Not as good as a year ago or a year and a half ago, but still a great interest rate. But you need to get moving quick. You need to find that house. You need to figure out what you're doing with your refinance or whatever it may be. Give us a call so you can lock in your interest rate before they go any higher, because that's what's expected throughout the rest of the year. So, if you could save $50, $100, $150 a month, when you stretch that over 360 payments, it's a lot of money.
Right.
So a lot of crypto you could buy.
Yeah, man. And right now the market is going up a little bit here. I'm wondering if this is if we're finally going to hit the Bitcoin run now, if this is going to start, because it's about to pop. It's going to pop any second now. So
any second.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it, man. I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping it. All right. So what else are people talk to us about another program that a lot of your customers are taking advantage of at American.
Working with self-employed borrowers, whether you're a large, medium size, or a small business owner, or even just a self-proprietor or a gig worker, we have loan programs that are outside the normal scope of the lending products that all of the big banks are offering, which are your conventional FHA and VA loans, where we're able to qualify self-employed borrowers using alternative income types. We can qualify you based off of your business bank statement deposits, your personal bank statement deposits. We use just the 1099 form by itself without tax returns. And, even if you're in a cash business, we can even get you approved with a profit and loss from your tax preparer or CPA and use that as an actual verifiable income source. So just because you don't have, tax returns with tons of income, you may be self-employed or a sole-proprietor, have a lot of expenses that you expense through your business, you still can qualify for a loan using a number of alternative income types. And that's what we're really seeing, those loan products really beginning to grow as we're moving away here from this pandemic. And a lot of self-employed people are able to get into houses now when they thought they couldn't get into a house because they didn't have huge numbers on their tax returns.
Yeah, yeah, no, and the other thing I think people have to think of, which I think you told me that some of our listeners that have gone to you now are using their equity to kind of pay their credit cards too, because they're kind of anticipating that things may get ugly on the economy side towards the end of the year.
Debt consolidation right now is huge. A lot of people ran up a lot of debt, over the last year or two. And
Pandemic, yeah.
You may have $40,000-$50,000 in credit card debt, which you're paying, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month in minimum payments only, basically keeping the balance where it's at. And when you really consolidate that into a lower interest loan into your mortgage and stretch that out, you'll free up hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in income and household income every month, which can make a huge difference, especially in these inflationary times we have upon us.
I'm with you there. So, Eves, they got to call you 305-992-5218. That's the cell number, folks. So you can call Eves. And Eves, he eliminates the V and he makes it a yes. So call him 305-992-5218. That's the cell number. You can reach him anytime. So you're working right now. You don't want to get in trouble. But when you're in traffic, call Eves. You got to have an hour till you get home, right? Whatever. And listen, if you're just inquiring, he will educate you. Right, Eves? That's the other thing. Because we've had some listeners that kind of first called you, kind of inquired, and then they became a client after, right? So
of course, you may not be ready now. You may be ready in a couple months. You may be ready in a year. But the thing you need to do is start getting prepared as early as possible, so you're in the best position when you're ready to make that purchase.
So go to the website, adreamlending.com. But better yet, call them 305-992-5218. If you have any questions right now, later, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, he's got the cell phone ready for you. 305-992-5218, American Dream Lending. Eves, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Big O, and let's go out there and find us a great coach.
Damn right. You be good. Have a great weekend, my brother. Enjoy that bike of yours.
All right, you too, Big O. Have a good one.
All right, take it easy. He has got a sweet motorcycle, man. That thing is awesome. All right, remember, we're going to give away 4 pairs of tickets right now, all right, to the boxing matches here at Hialeah Park on the 28th. So go ahead, send in the text. We'll reach back to you if you want. 855-912-1056. We will have the tickets for you at will call. I will send you back a text that you won, and you're all set. But you have to send your full name, your email, and your phone number, okay? That way we put your name at will call, but just in case, we can contact you and we can verify who you are over at will call. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. 855-912-1056 is the text line. So there you go. How you doing, my man?
Big O, I'm doing great, and I can tell you, I'm looking forward to the 28th.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be a great boxing match.
Yeah, man.
Already, we're talking. Frankie, he's our guy, our boxing guy, and he's been talking to the media, and the media is hyped up about it. Have you seen the entire card?
Yes.
The card is just amazing. I mean, you mentioned the guys, but I'm going to go by country. So we've got Cuba versus Venezuela, Cuba versus. I guess, that's a United States fight. There's actually somebody from Virginia. I don't know how he got in there, right? Then we got a guy from Texas versus Cuba, Puerto Rican versus Cuban, Miami guy, local Miami guy, George Romero, fighting an Argentine. I mean, this is going to be just a tremendous. And they haven't even gotten to the big ones. Miami versus Argentina again. Miami versus Miami. That should be an interesting bout. Bahamas versus Miami, and Cuba versus Florida. So North Florida. So a great match. Just a great night. Friday night. Some other things too, Big O. We have this Tuesday. We have a press conference at 11 o'clock over in Champions.
We'll be there.
You'll be there. A lot of people will be there. There's something else that might be. The fans might want to see this. On Thursday at 6 o'clock is the weigh-in.
Yes.
It's kind of if you've never been to a weigh-in, it's going to be right here in Champion.
And we'll be here. We'll be
Yeah.
here for the weigh-in. We're going to carry it live for folks so they can actually see it.
That's awesome.
And experience it. And we'll have a mic. We'll have a mic, so just in case there's a little trash talking, and
there's always a little.
And by the way, we're on YouTube, so if a little language slips up, it happens.
No, it's going to be. Look, the weigh-ins are always fun.
Yeah.
And there's always they, especially when they do the right. They come off the scales and the face to face, and
there's trying to psych somebody out, trying to intimidate them, trying to, and you never know when a little pushing and shoving happens too at the same
first round.
Yeah,
the pre-first round, the mental side of it. So that's it for the fans, for your fans. It's something that we're inviting them to. Come on out, man. Come on out. It's gonna be fun. Now I do have something for all your listeners.
Ooh,
it's a personal apology.
Oh,
I'm gonna change directions.
See,
I
told you he would apologize for not giving us that $1 million last week.
Yeah,
well, so you're giving us this week the $1 million.
It's
okay,
close.
all right,
it's close.
All right, that's good. All right, we're in, Sean.
All I can tell you is
we're in.
We've done.
We got it.
I'm trying to.
You need my bank account?
Yeah, send it to the office.
All right.
So the Jersey Wise guy.
Yep.
I was really, really, really busy. Work busy. It was all good. It was all good. Wednesday, Thursday,
You're the
Friday.
freaking manager of this place, dude.
It's insane. And we were.
You know how many things you have to do here?
It was insane what was going on last week, and it even got crazier on the weekend too.
Right.
So what happened was I wasn't able to stop by.
I know.
The Jersey Wise guy went 6-0.
Wow.
I sent you the text.
Yes, you did.
I sent you the text.
Yes, you did.
I thought he was going to go at best 4-2. At best 4-2. But
he killed it.
He killed it.
Killed it.
So my apologies to all your listeners, but maybe your listeners will feel a little better.
Listen, I got to get more crypto this week thanks to him because I made a couple bets. They paid off, and I said, well, the market's down a little bit. Let me use the profits from that bet. And
at least you got the.
He helped me, bro. He helped me. Yeah, because you sent them to me. So
I sent it to you,
and it was after the show, so I couldn't send it.
It was.
To you.
I was a totally screwed up week. So your listeners should next time they see me, they should just smack me upside the head. It's even worse than that.
You're gonna have to get a Twitter feed so that way they can send you. So if you miss. They're sending you tweets.
Yeah.
Yo, what are the Jersey guy picks? And then you can post it on Twitter.
I will do that. I will do
what
that.
I mean?
I will do that. Maybe not this season. Maybe next season.
Next season, you got to become more of a social media.
Yeah, that's just
fiend.
another thing I got to do. Believe me, my week is already loaded up.
Trust me.
It's another thing. But,
I know it's another job.
So here's what happened. It's even worse for me. I had the picks. I shared them with you. I only bet 3 of them.
Oh, I got all of them.
I bet only 3 of them.
Because he was such on a roll. I laid cash on all of them.
Well, so let's move on because now your listeners are probably saying, why the hell are you even focusing on this? But he has the picks this week. But what I'd like to do, if you're willing, and you don't have to.
Okay.
I'd like to give you the Jersey Wise guy picks.
Right.
I don't agree with the Jersey Wise guy, 2 of his picks.
It don't matter. You still got to go with it.
No, I know, but
the guy's too smoking hot overall, dude.
I know, but for the hell of it, we should go Jersey Wise guy picks, my picks, and your picks, and then bet whatever you want to bet.
No, he's on a roll. Why are we going to confuse people? I'm not doing that. I'm not going against the guy. I made some money last week because of him, bro. I mean, I've made money with him overall on this whole run.
He's a little bit pissed off at me.
Like I started, like when you gave us the bets, like started doing this like 7-8 weeks ago, I would only bet a couple. And then I kept winning and I just said, all right, I'm betting them all. And I've only lost a couple of times.
I can tell you he's mad at me because he said, you didn't go on last week? He literally, this morning I spoke to him. And he's yelling and screaming at me. He gets a little, he's a little bit riled up. He's, the emotional thing, the Italian thing, the Latino thing.
Takes pride in
crazy.
This.
He goes, so he was a little upset. Then he started telling me, this is true. This morning, he starts telling me how he had to go visit a friend. He had to go visit somebody in prison. I'm like, well, listen, I had to get off because the next time, luckily, he's in New Jersey and I'm in Florida.
Yes.
Luckily. Because the next time I see him, he's going to smack me upside, he's going to punch me in the face, and he's going to give me a hug. How you doing? That's what the Jersey Wise guy does. So I'm a little apprehensive to go back to Jersey. But let's tell your listeners the picks right now. I got to tell you 2 of them. Ooh. First pick, Titans over the Bengals. He's given the 3.5 points. What are you thinking, Big O?
Say it again. 3.5 Titans.
3.5 Titan. He's picking the Titans over the Bengals.
I can, because of Derrick Henry.
He said everybody's talking about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's great. He's going to be great. He's done great things. Chase, the receiver's unbelievable.
I can see that.
It's but the Titans have been almost not getting respect.
No,
in the NFL.
well, because I think it's because people really don't respect the quarterback. They don't fear the guy, but you have to fear the running back.
The running back
and if
and
he's
the coach. The coach is
he's a damn good coach. But what I'm saying
coach.
is, if Derek is back and they control the game,
forget it.
Then Joe Burrow's not going to be on the field as much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's in Tennessee.
Yeah, the only way the Bengals win this game is if they cause turnovers early and take a lead to then take the running game out of it and then force the quarterback to have to play the passing game against Joe Burrow, and then that's when Joe can win. But if they're able to control what's going on the ground with Derrick Henry.
But one of the weak points, in my opinion, of the Bengals, their defense is
Right.
adequate. It's adequate.
Right.
It's not like they're going to be.
That's why you think about it. If Derrick is right, do you think they're going to stop him?
So the Jersey Wise guy's all over that one.
Yeah, no,
maybe that's an easy
I
one.
like that one.
Maybe that's an easy
I
one.
like that one.
So the next two, he said, this is tied for second, the next two picks. This one, and I don't agree with this one, not even a little bit. He's got the Rams over the Bucks. Rams getting 3 points. Now, initially, I was thinking that. But, you get a little blinded. You watch Monday night. They're playing a beat-up Cardinals team that was all messed up. That was the Rams playing, probably one of the worst playoff teams in the NFL. Either there in Pittsburgh, right? And so, but he's all about the Rams. And here's why I don't agree with him. But the Jersey Wise guy's picking the Rams over the Bucks. The Rams secondary is a little beat up. You're going to bet against Tom Brady?
Well, they're not. They only have Mike Evans.
I know.
So Godwin's out for the year, and Brown has been cut.
They got Gronk.
No, but I'm saying on the corners, they're not going to be
I know.
tested as much because you've lost two of your stars.
Yeah, you're going to have
at
to
that
go to
spot. So I see what he's saying, that Brady has less scary weapons out there.
Yes.
So his offense isn't going to be nearly as potent as it has been in the past. So that's what he's suggesting.
No.
And then the Rams D line is nasty.
Yeah, they got
they can get after
got
people.
A good defense. Look, Matthew Stafford.
And by the way, didn't one of Tampa's linemen get injured? Isn't he in a boot or something?
They're beat up too. Yeah, they're beat up.
Yeah, he's in a boot till like game day or something. Yeah. I you know what I kind of, even though I don't trust Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but if you manage Matt Stafford
like they did last week, then you're fine.
40 times. Let him throw 18, 20.
It was a perfect Matt Stafford game.
And they had a
You're
decent running game. If you got to manage him. So, and the coach is good. McVay's good.
They
got two of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a bad pick, but maybe I can't imagine betting against Tom Brady when the secondary he's going against is a little banged up. But the wise guy says,
all right,
go with the Rams.
All right.
The next one to me was his number 2 pick, tied for number 2 with the Rams, was Packers over the Niners. And he likes the Niners. He likes the Niners. He's picking Packers, but he likes the Niners as a team. But he's picking the Packers.
For sure.
6 point, right?
Yeah.
He says Jimmy Garoppolo will find a way to lose the game.
Yeah.
And he likes Garoppolo.
I was a Garoppolo guy, and I have to admit that I don't think you can end up getting it done with Garoppolo because he has that but him and Matt Stafford, they have that brain fart moment, dude.
Yeah, man. Well,
it just
I think Garoppolo
happens.
has worse.
Yeah.
And he's a good quarterback. Garoppolo seems to have his brain farts in the last half of the fourth quarter.
Right. The worst moments.
The Super Bowl, which was
he just last week he overthrew some dude that
he threw the interception that put Dallas back in with less than 10 minutes to go in the game. So he's got the Packers over a team that
I like it.
He usually would be a fan of, but he's picking the Packers.
I like all three of them so far.
And he doesn't like, and nor do I, Aaron Rodgers. He thinks he likes Aaron Rodgers as a player. He doesn't like him as a person. So it's hard to root for the guy when you're betting,
Yeah.
And then the next one is probably the toughest pick. It's his 4th pick, and he says it's the toughest pick. He's picking, and he's doing this. He said he's trying something different. This is a contrarian thought. He's going with the George Costanza. If I do the exact opposite, I'll get the date, right? He's going. I don't know if your listeners are Seinfeld fans. But,
I'm sure a lot of them are.
So He's picking the Bills over the Chiefs. Plus 2 points over the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Now, you have to remember something. The Jersey Wise guy lives near Philadelphia. He spent many years watching Andy Reid do things that
come up short.
Yeah, then the fans didn't like. So he's a little bit not as in love with Andy Reid as a lot of people are. So he's like, no, this is going to be the year. And last year, he and I we were betting something. We were betting something in fantasy, and we missed it by a year. Not too bad, right? We were all about the Bills last year, but I think we just missed it. This year, the Bills could be special.
Yeah, no, I like the Bills in this game.
I mean, Devin Singletary had a good game, so now you don't have to worry about just Josh Allen running.
Yeah.
You know, and I think their defense is solid.
Yeah,
they've got a nice package and good coach.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's a tough pick.
I'm going Bills too in that one. I like that pick.
You're agreeing with the Jersey Wise guy.
Yep. Kansas City is not as good as they were a couple of years ago when they won the title.
So you're going to go against. Think about what you got.
I know Brady and
Brady and Mahomes. You're going against a guy that
no, but that one I'm getting 3 points. Right?
Rams are getting 3. Yeah,
so they can still Brady can still win and I win.
Yes, that's true. And it's
okay. So that's
Tampa.
what I'm saying.
It's in Tampa.
No, I know.
But you're going. Think about this.
I know.
And maybe I'm just like a homer on those kind of guys. You're going against.
But I love their defense, man. I love their defense. I love that front seven.
That somebody said, "I'll pay you $500 million. I'm going to pay you $500 million,
yeah.
and it might be a good deal."
Yeah, but if Brady doesn't have a healthy line,
I'm talking about Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
You're going against Mahomes, and you're going against Brady.
Yeah.
But Brady's like, really, he's the face of the NFL right now.
He's been the face of the NFL for years.
But the Jersey Wise guy picking Titans, Rams, Bills, and Packers.
All right.
So that's it. So maybe your listeners can make some money this weekend.
I like it. What else do we have new here at Hialeah Park so we can tell folks?
I want to talk about that. So, in addition to giving the tickets away for the fight, we have
now 855-912-1056 is the text line. Send it in. And by the way, even if you're listening on the podcast, send it in. I'm not picking the winners like right this second. I'll pick them later on tonight. Whatever, so don't worry about it. Send it in when you can, and I'll do it over the next couple of days, and I'll pick the winners. So relax.
So we've got our fight on Friday. It's going to be a great event. The next day, for poker fans, we've got a high hand event, $7.50 an hour from 1 p.m. to 9. Nice. I'm telling you, that's a hell of a high hand promo. It's we do it about twice a month, and it's always packed. So your listeners have a reason to come here on Friday, watch the game. And a great reason from a gaming standpoint on Saturday to come to the poker room here at Hialeah Park, $750 an hour, 1 to 9. So that's another great one.
Nice.
And I got one more little thing I'm working
All right.
on. I'm way out now. I'm way out. So February, we have some promos. Every Saturday, we're going to be giving away on the slot floor because, we got some poker. We got some slots.
Of course.
Normally, we give away $10,000 on a Saturday, every Saturday in a sweepstakes. What we're going to do is we're going to give $10,000 away on the first 2 Saturdays. Then we're going to increase it. This is in February. We're going to increase it to $15,000, and then the last weekend of February we're going to increase it to $20,000.
Whoa!
So that's a nice little juice stuff for the slot players. And then one last slot thing. In March, I'm just giving a teaser. We're going to go out with a $250,000 sweepstakes.
Wow.
More details to come in that.
Wow, I was going to say a car.
No,
they went $250,000.
That's a hell of
okay.
a car. You got good taste.
There you go. That's a $250,000. I can get an Acura NSX right there, baby. Hells to the yeah. I love it.
All right. Well, let's hope the Jersey Wise guys,
that he continues.
If he continues, forget it. If he continues this, what could have been if
hey man, I just thank him because he helped me get more Bitcoin this past week.
That's good. That's good.
So
buy it now.
Damn right.
It's down at a nice affordable price
it's in a great level right now. Yeah. Well, actually went up a little bit, but when you got it in the 40-42 range, doggy. Yeah, that is a great level, man. Although there's some talk that some people think it might dip a little to 37, but now it's up to 43. So, you buy more.
Buy some more. If it goes to 37, you
buy more, man. Right now, let me see where Bitcoin is. Let me refresh. Bitcoin is at 43,203. So it got
out
out of.
Everything's coming back today. Today's a pretty decent day.
Yeah,
today.
Today's a pretty decent day. Things are rocking pretty
Hasn't
good.
been the greatest in the last week or two, but
No. But
Anyhow.
let's hope it starts to climb now.
We can make up our losses in the market by listening to the Jersey Wise guy.
Yes,
there's your financial plan for all your listeners.
I've added a couple bucks in Bitcoin thanks to him over the last couple of weeks. All right, Steve, I appreciate you as always, man. You're a stud, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Big O.
Steve Calabro, there you go, baby. The manager of Hialeah Park Casino. We thank him. We thank Frank Fiore. Of course, we thank the Brunetti family, always great sponsors of our supporters of our show. Sean Stanley, the man that masters it all here, getting it done. We always appreciate him. We thank all of you for tuning in. As always, it's a studio day tomorrow. We're in studio. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Don't forget to smash the like button. Be good out there.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show.